Ayuk right. They motion McCaffrey backwards pass to McCaffrey, and he's going to throw downfield wide open. Brandon Ayuk, touchdown! San Francisco. He can run. He can catch.
Is on fire.
And Christian McCaffrey can throw. Now they go empty, and McCaffrey goes right. It is Garoppolo looking. Garoppolo under pressure, throws to the back of the end zone. Caught by Christian McCaffrey. Touchdown! CMC!
Dynamite!
One, just got it snapped in time. Inside handoff. McCaffrey finds a crack. Gets wide. 10, 5, 10. Oh, he got nailed on the goal line. Is he in? He's right on the goal line. What a run by Christian McCaffrey. They're going to give it to McCaffrey coming left. McCaffrey, touchdown!
Hey.
Breezy,
Mo's Nose, Season 3, Peachy, It's about that time, everybody turn your TVs on. The Mo's Nose, Peachy, Breezy, and Fair to God. They keep it nitty gritty when they bring you none at all. We two gorilla, silverback, nah, silver.
You know it's busting, good discussion, cause we get it in. Every time, you know we grinding, I was 8 to 10. We always play to win, the faithful going hard. It's Wayne, Breezy, Peachy, Mo's Nose, and Fear to God. Let's get it.
Nitty gritty, it's the line is tall. Don't like it, better take a walk. Nitty gritty, it's the line is tall. We outline players up in chalk. Nitty gritty, it's the line is tall. Don't like it, better take a walk. Nitty gritty, it's the line is tall. Line is tall. Nitty gritty, it's the line is tall.
What's going on in the place to be? The nitty gritty Niners Talk crew is back. Y'all see what's going on, baby? Peachy in the building. My man Mo's Nose is in the building. What's going on, Feynman?
What's going on? What's going on?
I got all the energy in the world. It's all good. Y'all not gonna mess my energy up on tonight, because after tonight, don't leave your girl around me. True player for real. That's my Nah, but seriously, after
did
tonight,
you see that clip that Timbaland put out? Of that old song on his Instagram with him, Magoo, and Pharrell?
Nah.
When they was in like high school?
Oh, I know, it was crazy.
Check out after this, check out Timbaland's Instagram.
I'm gonna do so.
R.I.P. to Mr. Magoo too.
I know.
50 years old. Wow, that's really scary. But he was awesome. Like that whole entire crew was like really like
They
amazing.
was on to something.
Yes.
They had a camp. They had
Yes.
They had player. They had the group player. They had them dudes writing with Aaliyah, for Aaliyah, like Genuine, Missy.
Amazing.
Woo, that was a camp. Virginia was popping. Real talk. Virginia was popping. Teddy Riley holding down one half.
Yep.
Pharrell holding down the other half. Timberland holding down. It's crazy, yo. But guys, man, listen, I'm glad you guys are here. I'm glad everybody out there is tuned in. Shout out to everybody out there. The BB crew is in the building. I see y'all early. You know we can't start the show without finding out how my family's day has gone. So we're going to go with Mose first, because I know Peachy's probably going to give us something manic. So Mose, just got to touch and base, man. How was your Monday? Today's Monday, right? Yeah, just making sure today. Okay.
It was all right. I mean, my young boy had camp today, so it was first day of summer camp for basketball. So I mean, he did a pretty good job. They had him with the middle schoolers, but he's one of those outliers that's taller than all the other middle schoolers.
Right.
So we kind of made the decision that he's going to actually play up tomorrow and the rest of the week, and he's going to move up with the high school kids and play up there with them. So I think that was a big boost to his confidence, understanding the growth of his game and the development of his game, even though he's only really been playing organized basketball for a year. So, you know, it's excited to see that confidence boost in him. And, you know, he's going to be playing with, you know, some kids that are bigger, stronger, maybe a little bit faster, but it's only going to help improve his game. So had a good day otherwise. Got a lot of work done.
All right.
So, cool.
Nephew rolling with the big dog. He stomping with the big dogs. That's what I'm talking about. That's how you get it. Remember back in the day when we used to play basketball and it was nothing but adults on the court?
Mm-hmm.
It's a rite of passage, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that's what's up. That's what's up. Peachy.
You may not want to hear what I gotta say.
Shoot.
So it seemed like so Mose, I always like tell Breezy about my days and stuff. So I decided not to do it because I want to see his reaction live. So I'm exhausted because we were up really late last night, and everything.
We were up late.
Bringing an amazing show, by the way. Thank you to everyone who tuned in because, man.
Shout out to all the content creators that use the soundboard too. Like, I just want to put that out there. Shout out to all the content creators that use the soundboard. If you were first, shout out to you. Go ahead, Peachy. I'm sorry.
Okay. But so like I said, I was tired. So the morning was kind of sluggish, and then, we had the Wayne Breezy show, that whatever kind of picked up a little bit. Seemed like it's going to be okay. I'm like, all right, this afternoon's kind of smooth. Next thing you know, cops come rolling in.
Oh, shoot.
Because apparently we had 2 employees that had warrants out for their arrest for missing court dates. They literally were escorted.
Who in the hell do y'all hire? Like, I mean, I feel like you get a job at your job, you're gonna be doing live. Like every time you talk, it's cops getting called. We should do the TV show from Tennessee, Chattanooga, the Cops edition, because that's what it seems like, Peachy. Okay,
but when they used to have cops on, Chattanooga was on there because we had cops in Chattanooga several times, as a matter of fact.
Was they at this job before you started working there?
No, it wasn't at the job. Anyway, so cops came in and got the 2 people they want to get.
2? It was 2 of them?
It was 2.
They said, look, we're going to kill 2 birds with one stone.
It takes 2, baby.
Well, at first, because the first name he had, I guess they gave him them a crazy name. So they weren't, so my boss is like, well, he don't even work here. So I don't know, whatever. So then when the other one comes out, so I'm not going to say names on here, but when one of them came out, he was like, well, I'm not the only one that missed their court date, whatever. So he went and got the other one. He said, hey, man, they're here for us. So he goes. Oh,
he wasn't going down by himself. So
that's sucker.
He gotta go.
Why he snitch immediately?
He gotta go, man. He should be on his way to the hospital for getting stitches. That's what he should be.
So he goes, wait a minute. How did they even know that it was me? Because he gave a different name, whatever.
Hold on, Peachy.
I was like, wow.
Portola 45. Peachy could be viral right now. Like, literally, out of all the stuff that I don't even know the name of her job, but out of all the stuff that go down at this plant, this work site, Peachy literally have gone viral by now. If y'all tune in to every Monday, there's a story. Matter of fact, go ahead.
Now wait a minute. Did they get handcuffed?
Yeah, both of them did.
Peachy, bro, you could have had 1 million followers tonight.
Yo,
all you gotta do is record that. And what's that?
You ain't even gotta. You ain't gotta do no editing.
Oh no!
She don't even gotta do that, bro. She'll go viral, and then everybody else will go viral too, because they'll chop it up, put their stuff in there. My shit would have been bullshit. Bullshit.
Oh wait, what's the other one? A boom, boom, boom.
Yo, if y'all don't watch Curb Your Enthusiasm, listen, y'all missing out.
So they came and got
that
them
little kid
bows.
What, a bullshit?
Yeah.
A bullshit?
But my whole thing, Mariah's crazy. Whatever, Mariah.
Oh.
But it's always something like, we literally have to have a security team there to monitor our paint area because we have combustible paint. Like, for some reason, the paint that it caught on fire by itself. Like, it was
That was
literally
Friday.
in the corner. Yeah, that was
Oh no!
Friday.
Oh no!
So we had to hire like a security team to like sit out there. They have a TV set up. They have all this stuff out there just
And they
to
just watch the paint.
Just watch the
Hey
paint.
yo,
They go hard in the motherfucking paint. What you think?
that paint in there like Kevin Hart. Get fire on these bitches.
But I'd never heard of like combustible paint. Like I had no idea that exists, but apparently it does. And so I'm just like, but
I tell you
so
what, Peachy, next
that's
Monday.
how my afternoon turned into that for some reason. Like it was just,
On next Monday, I'm gonna need you to just pull the camera out. Just record it. Send it to me. If you don't want to do it, I don't have a problem doing it. I'll make sure I'll tag you in it. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like live from the whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I'll make sure there's a viral moment. All right.
There's always something that goes on there. It's so crazy. But the icing was that though. It was whenever like his dude like literally sold him out because he was about to leave with just him. That was it. And he's like, wait a minute.
We could have had so many viral clips, man. I'm a little disappointed in you right now, Peachy. We got to put Peachy on a timeout, guys. She deserves, she has to understand the game that we are in at this era. Because Peachy.
Virality, monetization. We're all in a double arrest that was by accident.
By accident, bro. Like, it wasn't supposed to be a double.
No.
It was literally a single A. And what had happened was the man decided to say, listen, I know you hear from me, but there's somebody else you might want to take a look at.
Also missed that date in the municipal court system.
Oh, man, Peachy, your job is the GOAT. Well, that's it. I mean, look, I'm glad you guys are good. If you guys watched the Wayne Breezy show earlier this morning, you'll know how I'm feeling. I got a little frustrated on the show, but it's all good. You know, it's time you get that stuff out of your system and stuff. Mm-hmm. Tonight's show is going to be even more frustrating because, you know, there's some players that may be going on the bubble. Now, I saw a comment in here earlier that said you can't put a rookie on the bubble. Last time I checked, we cut draft picks. I don't know if you know that Pocket the Cheesecake, but there was a draft pick last year named Tariq Castro Fields who was clipped by the balls. No pun intended. Like, he was gone. Got picked up by a different team, didn't work out. So somehow he ended up on the bubble. So there's some players out there. Draft picks does not save your status on a Kyle Shanahan's team. That's what I'm figuring out, you know? So maybe you missed that. Is the Madden released tonight? Is that for real? Because
Yeah, 8 o'clock, dog.
8 o'clock, what? 8 o'clock? Oh, shit, my
8
watch
o'clock
died.
PM right now. I downloaded it when I came home.
Well, ladies and gentlemen,
the timer was.
They're going to finish this show. I'm going to download my Madden.
Well, no, it ain't there. Peachy gonna do this show solo because mine is already downloaded. Once I finish downloading it, I'm
going to download, man. You gotta stick around,
and I can just talk about my adventures for like the next.
That is true.
That is true. Give me 5 minutes. I'll go downstairs.
Nah, ain't nobody leaving because no.
And then I'll bring the monitor up here and I'll just hook everything up here.
Nah, that's cool. We gonna just stick around for about an hour. Y'all got an hour? We got an hour. I know we didn't even need to get through formalities. You know where to find us by now. We on season 4. I know the intro says season 3. I fixed that. I just got to re-upload it to it and make a new video intro. But listen, we're back, and Fair is coaching right now, which hopefully the team loses and he'll be back soon. I'm just playing Fair. Because I know he's gonna watch this and send me a text message with some bad stuff in it. So now I'm just messing.
The first time he lose, he gonna blame it on you.
He gonna blame it on me. He gonna blame it on me. But Pocket the Cheesecake says he thought he was a third rounder. He was. Hey, I tell you what. You know what's funny?
Problem.
I feel like our third round picks are just never safe. And Coach Cruz makes the point.
Organization got.
Like, this is the point, though. Coach Cruz makes the point. He says, "Listen, if we cut him, who gonna pick him up?" It's not. It's not. It's just what it is. Like, that's what.
Yeah.
I said that to say this. This game that we watched, we had 2 tight ends that showed up and showed out. Ross Dwelly with the baby soft hands, and Troy Fumagalli, who just looked like he's been resurged. Maybe he should have been the guy we took last year over Tyler Croft. I'm just gonna leave it at that. But he looked good in this preseason, not just in the pass catching game, but in the blocking game. Even though Mose, I still feel like he missed one block. Like I just felt like he needed to chip on the 4th and 2. He just ran right by that end.
I agree with you.
I don't know if he got credit for missing the block, but we'll talk about players' grades. We got a dope show. We're gonna go through some players that may be on the bubble based off of this game or based off of just their performance so far in training camp. So this is gonna be a great show. You're gonna want to stick around and see who each player, each person's player is going to be or whatnot. And so that's why this is interesting because a lot of people, if you pay attention to the poll question, you got some rookies up there. And yes, Jake Moody is up there. And Trey Lance is up there as well because according to all the national media reports, even though all of the national media reports, he was garbage. So we'll talk about it, right? We'll talk about it. We're not gonna be biased and pick sides. There won't be 8 billion excuses. We're gonna go through Trey Lance on the sack plays. So we're gonna have some live film breakdown right here on the Nitty Gritty Niners Talk Show. Something that we're gonna be adding to our show segments on Monday. So I'm excited for today. Like, you know what I mean? What did Miss Debbie say? Wayne, that's cold, my. Oh, I was talking about Fierce team. I miss him. He came in the group chat talking about I miss y'all. Okay.
He did say that.
Wait, did I just snitch?
You did. You dry snitched on it. The group chat's supposed to be sacred.
I feel like we talk about our group chat stuff every now and then. But I've always been this person. I call Mike's out. I call Hughes out.
Yeah.
I'm petty. I'm so petty that I'm hoping George Kittle don't play week 1.
Teddy Roosevelt.
That's how petty I am. And I know you don't know why. You probably like, why don't you want George Kittle? Ask me why I don't want George Kittle to play week 1.
Wayne, why don't you want George Kittle to play week 1?
Because he ain't played week 1 last year. I want to see if Brock Purdy is the man without his man. Because that's his guy. That's the go-to guy.
Exactly.
Hey, I just want to see. I'm not saying we won't have other weapons. I'm just a little petty. I could be petty. It's Nitty Gritty Niners talk. It's not early in the morning anymore or afternoon or whatever you want to say. It's a little petty. But we'll go through some news. So let's get to the injury report. Since we talk about injuries, let's talk about Oren Burks, PCL strain. They're hoping to have him back before week 1. This came out of nowhere. And no, there were no injuries, ladies and gentlemen, from this past game. This happened in practice with the collision to Devontae Adams. Mm-hmm. I wish I could see it. Like, did they just hit each other and not know? Like one was coming from one direction, he was going for the ball, the other one was coming from the other, and then they just collided. I'm trying to figure out the context. We didn't get to see it. We were going off of the Raiders beat writers and their people out there, their content creators.
Well, the one thing that we do know that it was a hospital ball. We do know that.
Way to stay consistent, Peachy. Way to keep it consistent.
Like he shouldn't have done that. That's why I had put on X. I'm trying to get used to that. On X, like 2 days ago, I think I put Jimmy is still Jimmying. That's really good that he's still doing that.
But you know what? It sucked. He finished overall. He finished with good practices. I will say that there was no pass rush though, but he did finish with some good practicing. So you're right. He's still gonna throw them balls that's gonna make people go up and grab them and expose their whole selves and lives and spirits. Everything's gonna be exposed. Devontae Adams is like, yes, Jesus.
This is when I miss Fair the most.
What did I say, yo? It was a pause moment.
He's the only other person that would have caught that like that.
I missed it. And usually I don't miss my own pauses. Hold up.
Callie didn't miss it.
What did I say?
you said that he's the only one that throw those balls and leave them out there for somebody to go up and grab.
I don't remember saying that. Anyway, the greatest 49er says, but would Kittle not playing week 1 hurt our chances of winning? Absolutely. I just want to keep it consistent. We ain't having week 1 last year. So let's just see what it's like not having Kittle. Is he the answer? I'm just playing, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just being petty. I'm just being petty. Don't mind me. I want all the players and their health to be 100% come week 1. And we're hoping for that. Kittle has an adductor strain, since we're talking about George Kittle. And apparently he'll be back not this week, but next week. So I believe he's going to be fine. Elijah Mitchell's coming back this week from his adductor strain. And so I'm expecting Kittle to be good to go, tight end number 1. But these adductor strains can be nagging, and they can lead to groin injuries. And so you have to pay attention to these groin injuries, like these, not the groin, but the adductor strains, because if it leads or progresses into something that's more detrimental to the player not playing or suiting up every week, that's where it can be an issue. We know Kittle is a violent runner. We know he likes the way he likes to run. We know the way he likes to block. He's pancake man. We know all of that type of stuff. But we just don't know the severity of this adductor strain, but the 49ers do plan to have him back next week. So that's great. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's great news. But that's your injury report, other than Darrell Luter Jr. still being on the PUP. And so the 49ers broke out a lot of news this afternoon. Here are the players that are returning. Dre Greenlaw, Robert Bill Jr., that's going to be a pass rush specialist. Elijah Mitchell, Drake Jackson, the Freak. Kalia Davis is back from his hamstring injury, and Peachy's guy, Danny Gray, Mr. Flash Gordon, is back. All right, so we get 6 players to return to practice. Depending on if they go with their starters again or not this week, we'll find out. But who are you most excited to see off of this list to get back to practice? Peachy, the most.
I mean, it would have to be Greenlaw, right? Like, seriously.
I mean, if that's who you pick, yeah.
Yeah, Greenlaw.
I mean, I know what I wanted to ask. I was gonna ask this on Twitter. Like, we call Fred Warner like the general, right? So then is Greenlaw the lieutenant?
That's what I was gonna say.
That's the second in command. I don't know the rankings, so that's why I'm asking.
Lieutenant.
Like, yeah, all right. Or like, I don't know the rankings, but whatever the rankings are, Fred to me would be the highest. Then Greenlaw would be the second. I don't know if captain is higher than general.
Yeah.
If you're in the military, please help us on the rankings. I'm trying to do something with this on social media, so I would love to know. Like,
nope, it's the captain. The lieutenant.
So Fred Warner is the captain.
That, yeah.
Okay, so then Greenlaw would be the general, or is general the foot soldier? I don't know.
General.
Oh no, they said general is
the
higher.
highest.
Oh,
Yeah.
so Fred Warner would be the general.
General, and then Greenlaw
I
would
love
be
y'all.
the captain. Yeah.
Flora, thank you. I love you.
Yeah, general's
Ariel,
higher.
thank you. So it's general, then major?
Major.
Dang.
Yeah. It's lieutenant, captain, major, general.
Wait, lieutenant is the highest.
No. I'm going like steps
from
up,
lowest.
like this. Right.
Oh, so it's lieutenant,
Right.
captain.
Yes.
You said general, major general?
Yes.
Major.
Yeah. It's lieutenant, and then captain, major, general.
So.
Yep, that's how.
So Fred is our general. Mm-hmm. And then, but that's weird because it's kind of hard to correlate because Greenlaw hasn't earned the captain's patch. Does Greenlaw end up being a captain this year?
We lost the defensive captain in Jimmy Ward.
Yep.
So we have a defensive captain spot open.
Oh my gosh, there's so many titles. There's Colonel too. I forgot about Colonel. I don't know.
I just thought we were just going with just those 4, but yeah, the Colonel.
Well, I'm just trying to.
Yeah.
All right. So do we even put Fred Warner as the highest? What is the highest again?
General.
Do we put him as the general? Or do we leave him as captain and then put Greenlaw one below captain?
I mean, captain and lieutenant. I mean, for like most police forces, Like there's the captain.
That's
and then
where I
there's the
see. I got
lieutenant.
it mixed up. Right.
Yeah, so like the military is a little bit different, whereas like police force is like if you got captain and lieutenant, then that's kind of like that's more mainstream. That's more.
I got you.
Some and there's also some of them that don't really have a general. It's a colonel. So they have like
Oh,
yeah. So that's why,
well,
like that.
I brought that up to say we got two studs at the linebacking position, and Peachy picked one of them, and she's glad that he's back,
Yes.
and that's General Dre Greenlaw, or
That's
whatever
right.
you want to call him. All right, so Mose, you got to pick one of these dudes off this list. Who are you excited to see back?
Robert Bill Jr.
Now you got to explain why, because
They talk about him being undersized, but the one thing they talk about is his first step quickness that burst off of the line. They liken it to D Ford, how he had that quick first step off the line and was a menace on that opposite side. Obviously, D Ford couldn't stay healthy. So I want to see what Robert Bill, I'm about to call him Bradley Bill, what Robert Bill could do. We kind of saw him in the game against the Raiders. We didn't quite get the pressure that we thought that we would get, especially with the depth that we think that this defensive line is going to have. We wanted to see a little bit more pressure, and I don't think we saw that. So I want to see what Bill does, stepping into that role as a rotational pass rusher and see where he is, kind of get a gauge of where he is right now and where he might need to improve and what he can add to this defense.
do you think, and I'm asking everybody out there as well, and I'll pose the question to Peachy, do you think, Peachy, that Robert Bill Jr. has a greater impact than Drake Jackson this year?
No, I don't. I think Drake. I'm looking for Drake to have a pretty big year. I think Drake is gonna have a better year than Bill. So no.
I don't know. I feel like the reason why I asked that question, and I respect the answer. Impact meaning, I think Drake plays more, but I think Robert Bill's special ability, the speed off the edge, may allow him to have a bigger impact. Like
that depends on the caveat. Are you talking about a bigger impact in pass rushing, or are you just talking about overall impact?
Well, I mean, Drake Jackson is going to be out there to set the edge. He's not going to be like a pass rushing specialist, so he's probably going to be containing more. But yeah, from a pass rush perspective, I mean, we need to generate a pass rush. Okay, so that's the caveat.
If you're talking about from a pass rush perspective, I think
I think that's the impact we need to see. We need to see the pressure. We need to hit home on the pressure too. So I think we get pressures, we dial them up, but if they're ineffective pressures, they don't matter.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's the caveat. If you're talking about strictly pass rush, then Bill has the opportunity to have more of an impact than Drake Jackson, because of that first step quickness. And when he's in there, that's the only thing that he's going to be focused on. As far as Drake Jackson, I think Drake Jackson will have a bigger impact as a whole because he's just so effective and so athletic and doing so much. So even if it's not pass rush, we see that he gets his hands up, in the passing lanes to bat passes down. He's actually pretty decent in run defense on the edge and setting that edge. And I think he's going to also improve in that area. So overall impact, I'll give it to Drake. If we want to, make it specific to pass rush, I think Bill has an opportunity to have more of an impact there.
I said all that to say that I'm most excited to get Drake back, because when I went out there, he was dressed, but he didn't practice. And so I was like, is something wrong? Like, for him to not be actually practicing. I mean, he went through the stretching and the little formalities and stuff, but he didn't do any of the drills. And so then when they traveled to Vegas, that's when they hit us that he had the hamstring issue. And you know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, now it makes sense. I'm like, dang. I tell you what, though, Drake Jackson and Cleveland Farrell look like some bookends. Literal, they are huge. Like they are ready to play some damn football. Like literally. Now, how will they be effective on the field? I don't know. And we got to watch our man Cleveland Farrell get his first sack recorded of the NFL season. We did want to send our prayers and condolences out. We just posted it in the chat, but former NFL running back Charles Hayes II put this out there. Alex Collins has passed away. All right, he has passed away. He played for the Ravens. Very, very tragic. Very sad.
The Ravens.
He was only
and
28.
Seattle. That's crazy.
And he was only 28 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
He was 28 years old, and he was recently playing. He was recently playing in the USFL. These are kids.
28. Jeez, man.
I can say that they're kids, Peachy, because I'm 42.
Yeah, I can say they're kids too. Because
Damn.
that's wow. So we're sending our prayers and condolences out to his family and all his loved ones, the teams he played for, and all his friends and everything. That's so tragic.
Very tragic. Very, very tragic. Let's talk about the news that I don't know if it broke the internet, because the only news to me that would break the internet is Nick Bosa signing his
yes,
extension.
definitely.
I think that would shut the world down, literally. Like everything would
Yes.
stop. We wouldn't care about quarterbacks. We wouldn't care about anything.
Nope.
But speaking of quarterbacks, Brock Purdy's status has officially changed to where he was already clear to play and to practice without the limitations. But the limitations on him practicing, the way he practiced, the 2 days on, the 1 day off, the whatever the crazy schedule was that he had has been lifted, and now he's going to be fully practicing as quarterback one. What are your thoughts about this, man? This let's talk about it.
Go ahead, Mo.
I mean, this is obviously a good thing, right?
Absolutely.
We want our quarterbacks
Yeah.
in practice. We want our quarterbacks to be able to build a rhythm. Whatever narratives are out there, he's rusty. He had the elbow injury, then he had the surgery, then he had rehab. So he hasn't had a chance to kind of like really, really get into rhythm and, put that elbow through extensive work. So now having that restriction lifted, allowing him to, practice more frequently. Let's see how he handles it. I feel like there will be some, ramp up. I'm not saying that there will be setbacks, but you can account for maybe there be a little bit of rust, a little bit of fatigue, just as he's kind of like ramping back up and, getting that muscle memory, getting that flow back, that rhythm back. But I think it's a good thing. I think it'll help him, kind of break some more of those mental barriers if there are any, and get him on the same page with our receivers so that we can keep this offense moving.
Very well said. And PG, since we're talking about Brock Purdy, we talked about this early on the Wayne Breezy show. John Lynch put out his take that he wanted to go after, not the Trey Lance situation. He wanted to go after Justin Fields. So clearly they were on a different.
Wait, he said that out loud?
According to a report that we a source that we found, that's what he came out and said in that source from that report. So that's interesting because Kyle ended up vetoing him going with Trey.
Yep.
And then enters the next draft, they get Brock Purdy, who's just hanging around. So I'm curious to know, Kyle talked about Brock Purdy today. So I already talked about John Lynch, but Peachy she has Kyle Shanahan's take on Brock. And apparently, Kyle Shanahan knew after that third game, I think that's what it was,
Third game.
that Brock was the guy moving forward.
Yep.
And this is Kyle. Peachy, talk about this, man. Like I'm totally okay with this. I think we saw what we saw and what happened manifested. And I think that's why Kyle was able to continue to help this, to keep the trajectory going. And he had to change some things up because they were starting to get on to Brock. So you can see he started to dial up some different types of looks and sets and formations. And on the Patreon, I'm going to break down this personnel for everybody. I'm going to give everybody a refresher on personnel because going through this game, I swear to God, we use two personnels. Two personnel groupers the whole game. So I can't wait to break that down for those that don't understand what that stuff is. But anyway, Peachy, what are your thoughts on Kyle Shanahan's take on Brock?
Okay, first of all, with Kyle saying that after the third game that he knew that Brock was the guy, I think he's full of, whatever.
Oh, you want to use the little boy saying a bullshit?
Right. Bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Bullshit.
I just asking.
Yeah. I don't believe him at all. It's nothing new. A lot of stuff
So
Kyle says is just,
what makes you not believe him though?
Okay, because when I went back and I looked at the third game, what was the third game?
I see he
Brock
came
played?
in the Miami game. He started the Tampa game.
Mm-hmm.
Was it Seattle after that? I can't remember. I don't have last year's schedule. I gotta pull him up.
Yeah. Mose, see if you can pull that up and see, but
I'm doing that right now.
I don't think you would say that. And the reason why that I say that is because God forbid something happened and Brock wasn't even playing this year because, because some advice was, for him to sit out the whole year to make sure that his, arm was straight and everything was good to go and come back in 2024. So, what?
Yeah, that third game was Seattle.
What happened? Like what would happen is what I'm saying is if that happened, then you would be saying, you know what? So I don't believe that. As far as that goes, I feel that Kyle says these things sometimes, and I think that he says these things so that he can give his quarterback confidence. And I do believe that he said that because he wanted to give his QB1 a lot of confidence, that so he would know mentally that no matter what happens, that Kyle's behind him, which means that the organization is behind him. And that's pretty much, why I don't believe it. I believe that you have to say something like that because, you have to let that quarterback know that you believe in them and that so that way everybody else will stand behind him. So that's what I think. And that's just my opinion, but that's what I think.
Here's the quotation from Sports Illustrated per Kyle Shanahan. This was written by Albert Breer. He's been the starter since last year ended, Shanahan said. You could take that however you want it because he clearly was the starter last year. He was always clearly our starter. But there were so many questions about his injury. How'd he come back from it? That we didn't even know if he'd be ready for this year. Mm-hmm. So we had to prepare for everything else.
Right.
Hold on. Dead wrong for just cutting out like that. He elaborated by saying he likes what he's seen from Darnold and Lance and feels confident in them, but they will have a difficult time trying to dethrone Purdy in practice. Here's the quotations. Those guys have been competing their butts off, and I feel great playing with those guys, Shanahan said per Breer. But like I told them, like I've said to the media, like I said to everyone since day one, based on what Brock did on tape last year, it's hard to beat that out in practice. So that's Kyle Shanahan's quote, and we know what Brock did, and this is not to question what Brock did, but he's fully supporting that Brock is the guy. So
exactly.
When do we just accept the shit and move on?
Here's the thing. I appreciate everything that Peachy said, but I believe Kyle Shanahan. And here's why I believe Kyle Shanahan. Because Kyle Shanahan is a sucker.
Mm-hmm.
And Kyle Shanahan is not someone who can own up to the fact that he was wrong. And if it wasn't for Brock Purdy playing well, Kyle Shanahan should be thanking Brock Purdy.
Saved his job.
Kyle Shanahan, that's why Kyle Shanahan got to say what he says about Brock Purdy. And this is to take nothing away from Brock, because Brock did his thing and did what he needed to do in order to make Kyle say this. But Kyle has to say this because now, with that quote coming out from John Lynch saying that he wanted Justin Fields and Kyle vetoed him and went to Trey Lance, and now 75% of the fan base is like, well, get rid of Trey Lance. But nobody is thinking about the repercussions. We gave up all of these future draft picks for what? We worried about the right tackle position. Who could we have drafted in the 2021 NFL draft if we stayed at 12? Rashawn Slater, who went 13? Elijah Vera Tucker from USC, who went 14?
Yeah, but I'm not saying that's not hindsight, even though it is hindsight, but I think they still had years left with McGlinchey. The 49ers, Mose.
We didn't like him.
Yo, they did like him. They just wasn't going to pay this motherfucker the money. They liked him so much, they gave him his 5th-year option after coming off from an injury.
They gave him his 5th-year option because we didn't have no other options.
But my point
we
is,
didn't have draft picks to replace him, and there wasn't anybody on the market. If we wasn't going to give McGlinchey money, there wasn't anybody on the market worth what they wanted for us to be like, let's give them that. We might as well pay him his 5th-year option. And then once this is done, it was a straight up business move because they finagled the way the stuff works, no doubt. But my point is, they had a right tackle. They wasn't looking to move on from the right side of the line. They felt like inside in camp, they could sit there and produce something to go along with Trent Williams. That's what they did. That's what they've been doing. Because guess what? They still didn't address it. They still haven't addressed it. No, I what you're saying is 100%. But if you had the picks, you could get somebody in here that is quality enough for you to develop him.
I just don't think they would have went that route. I don't. First of all, they suck at drafting linemen. And let's talk about the linemen that they use. These linemen that we see, I don't even think they would have played well here. Kyle Shanahan's system is all about getting off your block, holding that down and getting out to that second level for the run game. I'm not saying that's not Rashawn Slater or any of the guys you named. It's just that you gotta be a specific. They don't really care to invest in the offensive line. I don't know if you're seeing the same trajectory. I think they should, but for some reason this offense is weird. They rather get linemen that could get out to the second level because they're going to have a quarterback that could just get the ball out of his hands quickly to get it to a playmaker, and all the offensive linemen got to be ready to do at that moment is block. That's the Niners offense. I feel like it's figured out, but somehow they still find ways to make it work. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because everything happens so quickly. I think that's Kyle Shanahan. That's why Trey don't fit, bro. Like that, like it makes perfect sense. We're watching a preseason game, and none of the Raiders were fearing anything from Trey Lance. So what did they do? They got to him quickly because they knew if he had time, he was beating them deep. They knew that shit. Mm-hmm. That's been Trey Lance MO every time he came into a game. But when Sam Darnold came into the game, what did you see? Quick throws. What did you see when Kyle Shanahan just said, you know what, bump the script that I have for Trey Lance? We say Trey Lance can't throw quickly, but we watched him do it. Did we not watch him do it? I got the fourth drive right here. Like, we watched him get the ball out of his hand quick, which means he could do it. But it just wasn't dialed up for him to do it. It was play action pass on first down with no run, and it was a sack. So like that to me, it doesn't. You're right. We could have drafted. We for some reason we miss on first round draft picks, bro. Except for Nick Bosa. I mean, that's the only one that hit.
And that one fell into our lap. But I mean, look again. Hindsight is 2020. But who also went number 12 that year?
The year?
The year we drafted Trey Lance.
Oh, Trey Lance.
No, the year we drafted Trey Lance.
I don't know. Who went 12?
If we'd have stayed there,
is it Micah Parsons?
Yes. Imagine Micah Parsons and Nick Bosa on the same team.
I know that would have been the move to go, but then again, let's go back to our situation because we were paying Jimmy Garoppolo $20+ million, and you had to get him to that next year to where that money wasn't guaranteed. So you went and drafted a quarterback. So you traded up and you drafted a quarterback that you felt, Kyle Shanahan felt he could shape and mold. I think Kyle Shanahan, bro, I know this don't make sense to a lot of people. I just really think he playing in his bag right now. And all the stuff, he's going to utilize Brock Purdy because it's a great story. And if he needs Trey Lance, he'll get Trey Lance going. Because I watched him make the adjustments, bro. Before I was talking mad trash about Kyle Shanahan. When I went and watched his All-22, I'm like, oh, he made adjustments, and I didn't think he did. We thought Trey Lance did all them, made all those plays. Okay.
He made adjustments, but also, like, some of the stuff that he called would have worked had there been some protection.
Yes. But again, you got depth in there in the offensive line. You're asking to block for 4+ seconds. Depth.
And bad depth at that. I can't sugarcoat that, bro. I don't care if it's the first preseason game. It's bad depth. Absolutely terrible depth.
The crazy thing, though, that I think is that the depth together as a whole is bad. But if you had to take a piece of that depth and sprinkle it into something that's good, that depth might not be as bad as it looked. That specific piece might not be as bad as it looked. But together as a whole, they just couldn't hold their own on the offensive line. It's like Jason Poe had
I don't know, Breezy. I'm gonna push back on that because
please.
I'm gonna put it to you musically. The whole band could sound fire. If one person is off, you gonna know it. And maybe to the untrained ear, they may not hear it, but you gonna know it, and everybody in the band gonna know it, and somebody in that audience is gonna be like, that didn't sound right.
That's true.
The rest of the band could be fire. You on the keys, killing. Homie on the bass player, killing. Guitar, killing. Saxophone, killing. If that drummer is off, if his ones and twos ain't 1 and 2,
that's kind of harsh. That's kind of hard though, because in music, like, it's easy to tell if something is off, if the rhythm is off. But in football, we do want those players to play in some type of harmony. But like, you can't hear it though.
And when you got one weak link, you can see it.
Right, it'll stand. My point is that it depends on how weak the link is. So, like, that's all I'm trying to say. What if the link isn't? What if one of those links in yesterday's game isn't that weak? It's just that they were playing all week. Like, everybody was weak, so you couldn't really see who might stand out. Then if they go and play with the big dogs, they might just play better because they like, oh, I gotta impress this guy. I gotta be better because they gonna call me out. I don't want to stand out and look like a sore thumb.
I wish I could say that from what I seen.
Nah, last night was terrible.
We could pick out a play from each one of them people that started on that line and be
for sure. But I would say that Jason Poe didn't stay weak. Like, I felt like watching him, he looked lost on a couple of plays, but he wasn't the weakest link. I thought Nick Zakelj was the weakest link.
I would agree with that.
And then
Zakelj was terrible.
Hold on, I ain't finished. About to have me say something I wasn't supposed to say. Matt Pryor sucked. I thought trash. John Feliciano is a trash ass center. Let's just call it what
he was doing.
Bro, what was that? And then I gotta finish with my man Leroy.
Bruce Leroy.
Like, they just weren't good.
They had Leroy out there kissing Converses.
I know that you guys like saw that one where the looked like the some of the linemen were like running from the Raiders team.
Yeah, it was like, yo, I don't want this smoke.
For real.
I don't want this smoke.
Wow. Like,
somebody
what's going on here?
I've never seen so many offensive linemen in one game get pancaked. Usually it's the offensive linemen that pancake the defensive lineman.
Ain't that defensive holding or something? Shouldn't that have been defensive holding?
No, they got bullied.
They did, but that happened at the jump, like from the very start of the game. First play of the game. That happened. Since we're talking about plays, let's go ahead and bring it up because let's get to this. We're gonna go through Trey Lance's sacks, and like I said, it was the first play of the game. So we're gonna sit here and we're gonna watch this. I got a little bit in slow motion. I don't know why I'm clicking on that screen like it's gonna play. I gotta click over here. All right. So first play of the game. All right. You can see the 49ers are gonna. All right, here we go. I got it in slow motion. Don't mind my slow motion, y'all. All right. That was a song. Pause. I should have said pause. Now, just looking at this formation, Mose, you take the defensive formation. I'm going to take the offensive formation. You can see they got like they too deep right now with their safeties. But you can see right now we're on there with 2 tight end sets, 2 wide receivers and a running back. So that's 12 personnel, right?
We done lost all
Oh,
of
no.
it.
He lost the screen.
Everything is gone.
It's all.
Everything is gone. Lord have mercy. See, they don't want us to tell the truth.
Right. Slow motion was my jam, by the way.
Okay, we back. There we go.
The devil is a liar.
The devil is a liar.
The devil is a liar, bro.
They don't want us to tell the truth.
Because every we're going through the sacks for a reason. Because we want to see if they were on Lance pump faking with the ball, if they were on the offensive line. We want to go through it as a group. All right? Now, devil, you can try to steal my fire, but you ain't gonna take my joy. You did? All right. So again, you got Ross Dwelly.
You in the name of Jesus.
In the name of Jesus, because we have the victory. All right.
Come on now, you gonna have us go through a medley.
We're gonna go through. Put me in E flat, dog. Right. You can see my man. You know what? Let me put it on the other screen. Maybe that's what happened. Let me. I got 2 screens. I'm trying to be sophisticated. All right. So you can see Ross Dwelly. He's moving in motion right there, and the play is set up. Now, who follows Ross Dwelly? Looks like the safety came over. So are they in man at least on the tight end?
No, I think even though this corner is a little bit off, I think they are a man. I think this corner is worried about the speed here
from Chris Conley, because that's what Conley does.
No, Conley's at the bottom. I'm talking about the corner at the top.
I believe that's Ronnie Bell.
That's Ronnie Bell. So again, yes. I think that corner is also worried about his speed, which is why he's a little bit off.
He's playing like Ambry Thomas. All right, cool. So the ball's gonna be hiked. Now let's just watch this, and I'm gonna keep it in super slow motion because there it is. So there's the pocket, right? So we're looking at the pocket now. This is the sack this is where I felt like if Trey would have threw it here to Chris Conley not looking for the ball. So
right.
where would
he's not even in his break yet.
But that's where Trey is looking.
Right.
So how do you get mad if he pump fake if the mother freaking wide receiver isn't ready? That's a mistake because look at 21.
I want people to hold this thought.
Stop yelling, Wayne. Okay.
Because a lot of people said, and Mike said it. Kyle wants them to throw this regardless, even if it feels like it's covered. Throw into a tight window, right? And people were saying, Trey should have just threw it. Even if the receiver wasn't looking, it's supposed to be a time and throw. But look at the DB is ready to break.
He's looking at Trey's. Look at him.
So not only is the DB ready to break, but then this linebacker is dropping over here as well. This linebacker is looking right at Chris Conley. So now this turns into double coverage.
That's the bracket, though, Mose. You got to explain. That's that bracket.
That's that bracket coverage. If Conley's not looking, so he either isn't going to see the ball coming. This corner is either going to jump it, or the corner won't even have to jump it because where the ball is going to be thrown, Conley ain't even looking anyway, and it's just going to fall right into the corner's lap. That's a pick 6.
So I love it when we can touch and agree. When we watch it live, we all right. But when we break it down, that's when we come together and we be like, you know what, cool. Now, Trey Lance, you could tell his first read is the guy he's most comfortable with. I don't give what anybody says. Chris Conley has been his man, right, Peachy, in practice. That has been his guy. Look at where he's trying to get this ball. He's looking dead at him. So that's not what happens. Boom, he pumps. That's the pump. It's a pump. It's got to be a pump. He's like, I can't go there because Mose just broke down that side of the field. All right, let's go ahead and get to his next option because this person ain't open.
Charlie
right?
Warner is not open at all.
At all. Ronnie Bell is open, but someone I think he's not looking that way. But again, that's a tight window. Look at this.
He didn't even get to it yet because he's still looking at Conley.
He's trying to get to the progression. So he went.
Now he turns and looks at Warner.
But no. He's not even looking at Warner, bro. He looking at Ronnie Bell. What is Ronnie Bell doing, bro? The same shit as Conley.
When you push it forward, he didn't even get a chance to look at Ronnie Bell yet.
Got you.
You'll see it from the behind angle. He turns his head and he's looking here. But this defensive tackle is already pushing whoever this is into his lap.
That's what I'm trying to say.
He didn't even get a chance to look at Ronnie Bell.
So now he's going through the Ronnie Bell progression, and there's your pocket. It collapsed. Mm-hmm. But it's not. Where's the hesitation though? So like that's what I'm trying to figure out. And if all right, so Collie says the ball should have went to Ross. Now I feel like that's where Trey was going to end up, but that's his fourth progression, bro.
Yeah, the ball should have went to Ross on the other side of the field when he started looking to.
Doesn't make any sense. That's his fourth progression.
He can't see out the back of his head, Callie. You my man, but he starts to play looking here. You mean to tell me he's supposed to see from the back of his head that is open on
Patrick
the left
Mahomes
side of the field?
I think.
And so he's facing to his right. He's got to turn all the way to his left in order to get his body and his shoulders square to even make an accurate pass to Dwelly. He didn't even have time to hit his second read, which was Warner. And the leak out by Jordan Mason to me
was late.
It was late and it was stupid. Why would you come here and bring your man and keep them near Warner? Why not leak out to the flat over here? All of this green grass.
Look at all the space
out right here where Charlie Warner is bracket covered by two linebackers, and you got a guy right here that's going to jump right on top of you. It didn't make any sense.
And that's why, like, some certain players, like, you know what I'm saying? Certain players, they gotta freaking at some point help their quarterback. And so the timing got thrown off to me when the first progression was off. So if Conley puts his hand up or gives Trey that signal, he's throwing that ball, right? Mm-hmm. But because Trey saw double coverage, how does he not get credit for seeing bracket coverage, Joe? If Trey throws that and it's a pick six, what are we doing to him? Crucifying him?
Yeah, absolutely.
Burn him at the stake.
We're already talking about him not making good decisions. If he throws that pick six, nobody's saying, "Oh, it was a good idea, Trey. Just a better play by the defender."
No.
Because his coach even said that about the touchdown.
We gonna get into that.
It was a good idea, a better play by the defender, and people are still saying, "Oh, it was a bad decision."
Oh yeah.
The coach who called the play said that was the right read. That was where he was supposed to go, and I'm glad he pulled the trigger and went there.
He wanted it in the tight window. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, they listen to Kyle when they say that Brock Purdy is the starter, but when that's when they listen. All right,
I listen to Kyle too. Brock Purdy is the starter. I'm not saying that anything that Trey done or has done warrants him being the starter of this football team. Right. But let's not act like what he did in this game drops him down a notch. You can't evaluate off of this nonsense.
I want to show you that this pressure was given up by the center and which is Feliciano. That's him right there, number 55. And Nick Zakel as well. Who's playing. Oh, let me finish off.
Oh Lord, here we go.
I could have beat these dudes. Like me in a Raiders uniform.
Like
no, but you just gotta watch them though.
They try. Listen, this is their initial step. Like if
how is he supposed to see Dwelly when he's looking that way? Because this is where the play is designed to go.
That and that's what we're trying to say. Mm-hmm. Like Kyle Shanahan, when the play is scripted, you go to the first read off the play call. That's what you do. And then if you're a great quarterback, you find a way to get through your progressions. If this was more timing, Trey could have got that ball and whipped it to the opposite side of the field, Collie. So I think that's what he's trying to say. But you got to be specific. But they was in his nostrils, bro. Look, Boom. What pump? You want him to throw in a double coverage. That's the motherfucking pump fake. I'm tired of people talking about he pump fake. There's no hesitation there. There was no hesitation other than the fact he looked.
Didn't want to go there, pumped it, and then he went somewhere else. The pump is to try to hold somebody, get somebody to move. Honestly, if you want to talk about it, the pump is to hopefully set this linebacker up to drift out a little bit more that way, to kind of open up this window for Charlie Warner right here. But you can go ahead and keep playing it.
So there is his Warner. There's your Warner. I see what you're saying. Watch that. There's your Warner.
He doesn't even get a chance to look at Bell because Zakelj is in his lap.
And look where he was trying to go. Where that ball trying to go?
He's trying to get it right here to Charlie Warner.
He's trying to get it to Warner, right into his vision. But guess what would have happened? Number 95 could have put his hands up and tipped that pass, right? And guess who's right there? You got two linebackers ready to take it to the house. Another potential pick six, bro.
Because, again, Mason keeps his guy here.
Instead of taking his guy out to the flat.
To take his guy away from Charlie Warner.
It's too much traffic, ladies and gentlemen. Too much traffic. All right? And boom, look, and 95 got his hands up. Oh, my goodness. I'm a psychic, right? He gets the hands up.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately grabs Trey by the neck. I will say that Trey was a man in this pile because he wasn't letting 95 beat up. Watch how Trey get him off of him. Go off me. Man, you ain't taking this ball out of my hand. Ball security number 1. That's the sack, man. Like,
I want to know what number 75 was doing. That's what I want to know.
You don't want to talk about Matt Pryor. I don't even know if Matt Pryor not even going to make the under team.
He was just looking.
Right, he was. That's my whole point. Like, what are you doing? Like,
let's watch him again. Let's watch him from the overview. Shout out to the All 22 who finally gave us the 3 angles. Let's watch this angle. It's speed. It's speed. If you're an offensive lineman and you can't handle that speed, Peachy, this is what I'm hoping Robert Bill can do to some of the defense to the offensive linemen in the game. I'm hoping he's able to use his speed technique to get around just to get pressure. He's not even in the play. So Matt Pryor takes his guy out of the play, but Matt Pryor did his job on this one. He won this rep. I'll give him that. He won that rep. Guys, we're just going through the sacks. We're not talking about how bad Trey Lance played. We're going through the simple fact that we want to take a look at these sacks and break them down because a lot of people feels like it wasn't the offensive line. A lot of people feel like Trey was holding on to the ball too long.
Well,
and I think
didn't Kyle say that 2 sacks were on Trey and the other 2 were on the O-line?
I'm trying to figure out which 2 sacks were on Trey because after going through them, I got 1 on Trey. I know Mose and I are going to go back and forth about this.
Yeah, because Kyle's...
Depending on which one. This one, I think we agree. This one's not on Trey.
No, that's what we agreed. It was the 3rd one. And I didn't get to the 4th one. That might have been on Trey too, but I didn't get to that one. We'll get to that together. We'll watch that one live. Let's go ahead and get to the next one. So guys that are watching the show, make sure you hit that like button. All right, again, look, I'm telling you, 12 personnel, they used 2 formations this whole game, 12 and 11. They went with 1 running back, 2 tight ends, or they went with 1 running back, 1 tight end, had 3 wideouts this whole game. It was nothing. It was so vanilla. I can't wait till the regular season starts because this ain't it. It's just not it. Again, same formation. I think the same players are out there. This time they put Chris Conley at the top. That's him right there that I'm circling. Actually, this is 11 personnel because you only got 1 tight end out here. So my apologies. You got Ross Dwelly out here, and then you can see Willie Snead in the slot, and then you got my man Ronnie Bell down here as the other wideout. So Willie Snead's on the line. The other 2 wideouts are off the line, and you got my man.
Is in a wide 9-4-2-5.
Wide 9-4-2-5. Single high, man. That like,
set.
Yeah. Woo.
Yeah.
All right.
So Ken said right here that the first 2 was on the O-line and the last 2 were on Trey.
That's what Kyle said.
Kyle said.
So,
right.
And that's cool because I think the 3rd one that I had was on Trey, and Mose and I were going back and forth about that one. The 4th one we're gonna watch together. We're gonna try to figure it out. All right. Nice little exercise for guys that are tuned into the show, man. This is we just trying to bring y'all something cool, calm, and collected, a little different. All right. So listen, shotgun. This is another thing that I'm noticing. Trey Lance in the shotgun is not good. I don't know why.
I mean, yeah, he is a better under center quarterback. I feel like this is a part of his game that he does need to improve on, but he needs the reps to do it.
Exactly.
It's so weird. Now the first play, I think he was sacked. I think that was play action, so I think that was under the center. But
no, the first play it wasn't play action.
Oh,
that was it was so quick. It made it look like it was play action, but it wasn't. It was just a quick 3-step drop, ready to get the ball out, but Conley wasn't ready.
Got you.
He ran his route too deep.
Got you. All right, so we're in 11 personnel. You got Mason, Dwelly, Bell, Snead, and Conley out there. And here we go. Now, you're going to get pumps, and there's reasons for the pumps. I think that's the whole purpose of doing this exercise, because a lot of people are saying he's hesitant on where to throw the football. He's holding the football too long, and I'm just trying to figure out why he's pump faking it.
Right.
There's the hike. Boom. Let's stop right there. Now, as you can see right now, the only person that looks like they're going to be open is Ross Dwelly. But he ain't paying attention. He's running his route.
Run it a little bit more. This is what I was saying in the chat. So he breaks. Go ahead.
There it is.
Here comes the pump. Go ahead. Now pause it right here.
But there's pressure right there, Mose.
There is pressure right here. But had there not been pressure, look at Chris Conley at the top. No. And this is what I was saying in the chat. And this is how I know that this play was drawn up this way.
Oh, I wasn't talking about this play.
No. This one I don't think is on Trey either, because
it's
ball
not.
is not supposed to go to Dwelly. And why is it not supposed to go to Dwelly?
Well,
what does Kyle like to implement in his game?
Well,
in his play calling,
it's the play action. So no,
it's explosive,
right? But it's built off of the play action. You could see Chris Conley. I'm pointing to the jump. You could see Chris Conley right here. I'm circling him at the top.
That's what the pump is for. The pump is to go to Dwelly, because look at what this safety is doing at the top. The safety is trying to make a beeline down to Dwelly because of that pump fake. The corner who passed, basically this corner is taking Dwelly because that's the closest man. The corner passes off Chris Conley to this safety. Well, the safety bites on the pump fake. If this is protected properly,
right there,
Trey is winding up. This ball is going to Chris Conley.
That's a touchdown.
That is a tutty.
There's nobody there, yo.
To the Baja.
There's no way 33
is getting across that field. No way.
And this is why we have to do this.
And this is why the safety's not getting across the field. The linebacker also, too, is flowing towards Dwelly. So Kyle drew this up perfectly.
It just was poorly executed.
He's got two linebackers, a corner, and a safety making a beeline towards Ross Dwelly because they're worried about the short pass. Willie Snead is running this skinny post, which is taking this safety number 33's attention. Chris Conley is wide, butt naked up the sideline. And if that's protected, Trey Lanes is winding that up, throwing that to Chris Conley, and that's to the 6.
Here's my thing, right? So I see that everybody's saying Mason was wide open, but that's after he gets through the first progression.
And that's not and
second progression.
This is an explosive, and that's not where the play is supposed to go.
So I don't understand why. In hindsight,
who cares if he's open?
Right.
Mason is open to draw attention from this corner because Ronnie Bell is running an in route to draw attention from this linebacker or this this corner right here because they're in nickel. So Bell is supposed to run this crossing route, this in route, to take attention from this corner because Willie Snead is running this skinny post to take attention from this safety. The pump fake works to get this safety to bite, and Conley's open up the sideline. I don't understand why y'all can't see that.
Well, let me circle the safety that's biting. That's him right here.
He bit.
And so not only did he bite, the Raiders made a mistake. The thing that saved the Raiders, and here's why I say they made a mistake here, because the linebacker is going where? To the tight end. The safety is going
to the tight end.
Right.
The corner is going to the tight end. But even this middle linebacker right here is going to the tight end. They got 4 guys flowing to one dude.
What happened was, let's watch this. Let's break this down. This is what happened. The pressure. Leroy freaking Watson. Like, there's nothing you could do.
And you see how by the time this safety realized that he bit wrong in turn,
he was burnt.
Conley's, oh my God, he was gone. When that ball is in the air and Conley is running underneath it, there's no way that safety is making up that ground.
This is the thing, right? Like, I'm not saying this is the MO, and I'm gonna let you guys watch the other angles. I'm not saying that it's the MO, great one, but it's just we can't continue to drag this kid in the dirt for not seeing all the progressions if he was supposed to go to a certain progression. Trey did his job on this one. He got the defense to bite. The protection broke down. Can I say it's the same damn thing that happened basically in the Super Bowl? Because where was Brock Purdy going with the ball? Wasn't he trying to dial it up and go deep to Brandon Ayuk across the field? Is it just me? Are we the only one? We were there. So are we the only ones that saw that? I know what happened on the play, but that's what he was doing.
And Breezy, what I can appreciate from you is once you kind of saw it and you resaw the play, because at first you was like, Brock has to let that ball go. Like, he has to throw the ball. But he was waiting for the proper time for Ayuk to be in a position for it to be an explosive so he could throw it, BA can run underneath it, and he could cruise into the end zone. And this is Kyle's offense, guys. Like, I don't understand why we get so excited when we see explosives from Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk and George Kittle and Christian McCaffrey. And when Kyle dials up an explosive that had this been protected, we would have been like, oh my goodness, Trey Lance with a bomb to Chris Conley up the sideline. What an amazing play. Had this been protected, y'all would have been like, there go my coach drawing up an explosive, putting points on the board. Like, we cannot switch sides because this was a sack. This was not protected properly. This was dialed up to take advantage of how this Raiders team plays defense. Kyle saw it. Kyle called it at a great time. He knew this was going to happen. Everything happened perfectly except for the protection.
Y'all in the chat, y'all can miss me with that bullshit. I don't give a fuck who you is. You got to hit the layups first, Collie. Collie, are you serious? Because you didn't complain when Trey Lance was hitting them bombs to Trent Sherfield and all them wide receivers, right? That ain't even on the squad. Nobody did. We know Trey Lance is a big play capability type of quarterback. So Kyle drew up the big play. What are we talking about here? Papa Pill. Phil, sorry. That's dope if you name your name to Papa Pill.
And I'm disappointed in Terradome too.
And I'm gonna bring that comment up. I'm gonna bring it up. No, and you could be disappointed because we're gonna bring it up. Here's my thing, Papa Phil. After watching this play over and over again, it just let me know that he was trying to hit the big play, bro. And it just didn't work out. Don't we always say that in order for Kyle Shanahan draws up a touchdown on every play? I promise you. I don't care if it's from the 1 yard line, from his side of the field. It's a touchdown on opposite the opposing side of the field. It's a touchdown on every play.
And that is his gift and his curse. Kyle thinks every single one of his plays, if executed 100%, is a touchdown.
Peachy, we gotta talk about this right here because you know I love my Bishop, right?
Mm-hmm. I know.
And we all know he loves Brock Purdy because he sees the Alvin and the Chipmunk in him, right? He's the star. He sees it, right? And I get it. I'm cool with that. This is his comment. You've got to process it quickly. I'm gonna try to read it like him. You've got to process it quickly. You only get 2.5 seconds. Dink and dunk or stinking funk. Get that rock to your playmakers quickly. Now.
Listen, let me
I want to hear what Peachy got to say first, though.
Yeah, go ahead, Peachy, because I'm going to interject on another one after that.
I'm trying to figure out something, though, with him talking about this 2.5 seconds. I didn't realize that Brock Purdy got the ball out in 2.5 seconds, for one. Like, I had no idea that even existed because I can go back and look at plenty of him last year about Purdy, and I don't even believe that he got the ball out anywhere close to 2.5 seconds because people were bitching and moaning, saying, that's one thing that Jimmy has that Brock does not, is the quick release. So I'm trying to figure out what the problem is.
He
With
does
that
have
part.
he does have a quick release. I would say Brock has a quick release. I think Jimmy's release was quicker, but Brock's is more accurate. Like, so it's a little slower, but it's a more accurate release. Whereas Jimmy is getting it out quick. It might be a hospital ball, Peachy, but it's getting out of his hands quick. So like
Yeah,
that's
no,
Jimmy.
sure.
That's Jimmy's release. But here's the thing. This ain't Trey Lance. And so
No.
on this particular play, before Mose caps this off, and thank you, Peachy, before Mose caps this off, this play was dialed up to be a touchdown all the way down the field. You're asking him to make a play after the defender is sacking him. I'm curious to know, like, how he's supposed to do that. So, like, he's winding up. He's looking. The pump fake was to get everybody on Dwelly. 4 people went toward Ross Dwelly. Ross Dwelly better make this. Ross Dwelly is tight end 2. I just realized that if he drew 4 people, he is tight end 2. That was a great fake from Trey. And then this is the play. Somebody asked me what place is. This is the second sack. So we're going over the Trey Lance sacks for those that are just tuning in. But at the end of the day, you know, you go for this explosive play. If it's there, you hit it. Trey Lance wasn't expecting to get sacked, ladies and gentlemen. But what had happened was my man Leroy Watson, number 76 out there, just was like, hey, man, I can't hold this dude off that much longer. You might want to try to hit the dink and dunk. This is going to have to come with them getting continuity with this offensive line. Like, I think that's just what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mose.
Bishop. Come on now, Bishop. Let's take it to the word. He said, guys, the rules is you don't go broke taking a profit. Take your tech downs and get yards. Some call it dink and dunk. I call it moving the stick. Bishop, what about the parable of talents? To me, if you have a bigger play where you're talking about Trey being able to make a profit, it was this play where Kyle dialed up an explosive. So the parable of talents goes like this. There's a master who gives goods to his servants, and he goes on a trip. When he comes back, he wants to see how well the servants steward over what was given to him. The first servant comes and says, Master, you gave me 5 goods. I've sown, and here it's 5 more of those goods. The second one said, Master, you gave me 2. I've sown. Here goes 2 more on top of the 2 you gave me. The third one was afraid and didn't sow anything and just stored what was given to him just in case something bad happened. Now, you saying take the dink and dunk, but if the play is an explosive that was called correctly, that was executed by everybody else directly, well, he ran a perfect route. The way he ran the route and the pump fake from Trey Lance got the safety to bite. Mason going out to the flat held the corner. Bell coming in on the end held the corner. Sneed skinny post held the other safety, and Conley ran his route beautifully up the sideline and was wide open. If Trey Lance was trying to make a profit by hitting that explosive and getting a touchdown, how can you be upset with him when he was not able to complete the play because the pressure was in his face? Again, if this was blocked up front correctly by this offensive line, that would have been a touchdown. And we would have been saying he did not go broke making a profit. I'm just saying.
Flora Rupert says, if it's a 3-step drop, then the ball's supposed to be out on the 3rd step. I think the difference, though, like, he's lined up in shotgun, so he's already back several steps. So let's watch it from this angle. I don't think it was meant to be. He's already 3 steps back. So that's how I'm looking at it. 1, 2, 3. He's taking those 3 steps, but he's hoping the protection holds up, in my opinion. And so there were people open on that play. He could have hit Ross Dwelly for that, but then Dwelly would have gained 4 yards, possibly. But the pressure was still there, so we don't know. What we don't know is how that pressure to the left of his face would have affected that throw. It might not have been accurate. He wouldn't have got sacked, but then he would have had incomplete pass, and everybody would have been like, "Oh, you know,
Exactly.
yeah, right." So like,
He can't do anything right.
He didn't have. Rome
every
said he had
decision-
time. He didn't have time to hit the deep route. That's
No.
what he was trying to go.
Right.
And I can't stand this comment either. He says, "LOL, man, just keep it simple. Just get what the defense gives you." The defense gave us a touchdown.
Exactly.
The defense gave us exactly
Yes.
what we wanted.
Exactly.
Kyle drew this up for Chris Conley to get open up the sideline.
I'll let them watch it
defense
again.
Gave us a touchdown. What are you talking about?
They can watch it again.
We tried to get what the defense gave us.
Mhm.
Trey Lance didn't have an opportunity to get the ball there.
They could watch it again.
Like, just say y'all rather take dink and dunk completions.
That's what.
Right.
That's what.
Plays.
That's what the bishop is saying. You know, he's saying that.
I'd rather you move the ball up the field 3-4 yards at a time and run the clock out than to try to hit explosive plays. Well, then that means Kyle Shanahan got to change his whole offensive style,
which is something that he's not going to do.
I guarantee you in the season, when it doesn't matter who the quarterback is, but when Deebo Samuel gets an explosive, when BA gets an explosive, when Kittle gets an explosive, when CMC gets an explosive, ain't nobody going to be complaining about, oh, well, this person was open on the underneath, but we got a touchdown. So, like, you're not going to be complaining about that. Explosives are built into Kyle Shanahan's offense. The defense gave us exactly what we wanted. Our offensive line didn't protect them enough.
Yeah. It really
Thank you, Callie. That's exactly what it is.
It's starting to annoy me because what happens if you run into the same problem with Jimmy where they start stacking the box and they're, seeing that he's not able to do anything or whatever, and then they move up closer and stack the box. Then what? Because as we already said on a previous show, these teams are preparing to face Brock, which means that they are going back with all this film, and they are going to have a lot of film on this.
This is what they did against Jimmy Peachy.
Yes.
They started stacking the box.
Yes.
They said, you know what? We're going to take away the run game.
Mm-hmm.
So Jimmy beat us. So they're going to put pressure on Brock to be the one. And if he overcomes it, great. That's good for us.
Yeah, that'd be awesome if he does that. But
it better be a bunch of quick throws, is what I'm saying.
Did not have film on him last year. And trying to get people to understand that. They didn't have film on him. They know that he is quarterback one. They've known he's quarterback one since way before, free agency or whatever. They knew, these teams were probably, preparing for them then. Whenever we found out our opponents, basically, is when these teams started, gathering film and everything on this kid. And all I'm saying is that
what?
The other thing that I wanted to say is this O-line, nobody doesn't know what Trey would have looked like last night if he had have had our first string O-line. They don't know. You can't sit up there and say, oh, it wouldn't have made a difference. It made a difference whenever Trey was out there in actual game time and he was throwing the football, and everybody was, just because of those darts that he was throwing, the sideline darts. There's a bunch of people that were talking about, his sideline throws suck, he's not. Like, you guys weren't saying that whenever he was darting to Ayuk and Deebo from the sideline. Like, what? I mean, we just have to keep it real. Brock is probably going to play in this preseason game, and he's going to have all of his number one weapons out there as well, except for Kittle. But I'm saying, that first string O-line, they'll be out there. So he's going to look like a better quarterback, of course, because he's going to have his first string protection out there. Trey didn't get that opportunity to do that. And I don't know. That's just what I get aggravated about right there.
All right, so Sean makes a comment and says that didn't have film, whatever that is. Every team had film except Dolphins, Eagles had film, and he was 4-4. Ayuk was wide open. We were going to the Super Bowl. Croft effed that up. Again, he could have hit a different route, right? Right? I mean,
if we go with this, Croft effed that up.
Right,
so what does that means? It was pressure that didn't allow Brock to complete the pass.
Exactly.
Which is exactly what we're
Facts.
saying about Trey Lance right now. But
Exactly.
you don't want to argue us up and down.
But they won't put in the disclosure that, well, why couldn't Brock just look for a different dink and dunk?
Exactly.
The pressure,
Right.
he had time
Because
for a dink and dunk because it was an
the-
explosive play.
It was an explosive play. And this is why I hate this comment. It says, point is, Trey knows that O-line isn't holding. You see he read the safeties and saw the short was the best option under the circumstances. Breathe easy, my man. First of all, I am breathing perfectly fine. Second of all, did Trey call the play?
No.
So Kyle Shanahan also saw that the O-line wasn't holding up. But he's thinking that if he can get Chris Forrester to get his guys to just hold up for one play and we get this explosive, maybe we can ease some of this pressure that the defense is bringing. That's what the explosive plays are for, to get the defense to say, okay, maybe we can't be as aggressive, because when we're too aggressive, we give up big plays like that. Like, what is happening?
It's just it's the never-ending story, right?
It's a never-ending story.
It's gonna be as long as Trey's here.
That's right.
It's a never-ending story.
As long as he's here, that's exactly.
And here's, I wasn't even trying to compare the two, but if y'all gonna say something, then we gotta be consistent.
Gotta be consistent. If you're gonna blame Croft for giving up the pressure,
then can we blame Leroy Watson for giving up the pressure most?
Second best pass rusher in the NFL last season, because Hassan Reddick came back home to Philly because he's from this area and balled out. He was at home. He had family, friends, old teammates, old coaches. He's in a area of familiarity, and he balled out last year. So if we're gonna blame Tyler Croft for giving up the pressure on the second best pass rusher in the league last year, which is why Brock Purdy got hurt, which is why he couldn't complete that explosive to Brandon Ayuk in that game, then be consistent and say it's the pressure that was given up in this preseason game that didn't allow Trey Lance to look good. And that's the problem. He was 10 of 15. He had a touchdown, no interceptions, no fumbles. He protected the ball. Yes, he got sacked, but because of the sacks and the lack of protection, it just didn't look good.
Right.
He had a 111 quarterback rating.
Right.
You don't get a good quarterback rating if you don't play well enough.
And miss me with the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, because they could have been interceptions, but they weren't.
Right.
Like at the end of the day, they were
like
dropped.
You saying, he could have had a touchdown, but he didn't, and we lost the game.
Right. So like, look, permaculture now. I doubt Kyle called any long development plays. It's likely those were all long holds. Have you been watching Kyle Shanahan and Trey Lance?
So Chris Conley getting open on that play was just by happenstance.
It wasn't by Kyle. That's not Kyle's design. That's not saying, hey, Trey, what I want you to do is you're going to pump fake this ball to what you call it, because I know they're going to bite on the short throw. But guess what? If they bite, I want you to take that ball down the field. That's not Kyle Shanahan. That's not a design play. That's not something designed for him to just beat, for him to pull the defense in. Isn't that what we want our quarterbacks to do?
It's called explosives, and we know that Kyle is explosives are always built into his offense. I don't understand why we're acting brand new like this isn't what Kyle does.
What's going on, Bosh? I look, all I wanted to do is talk about the offensive line. How the fuck we get anywhere else? Like, the offensive line was trash. That's where I am. Yeah. I'm watching Leroy Watson give up a sack. You could say Trey held the ball fine, but Leroy Watson gave Trey probably 1.7 seconds to get rid of the ball. Like, at the end of the day. And I know hindsight. I know everybody in this chat would have went out there and completed the pass to the short route, because everybody's a fucking quarterback. So I know everybody would have made that pass. Right. They would have saw that read, and they would have did that and bypassed whatever the coach told them to do. Like, I guarantee you everybody would have did that. Just saying. Y'all gotta love this show, guys. We just... Everybody's when we lose, it's no holds barred. When we win, it's all love, baby. But when we lose, it's a tough fan base. Woo, Jesus have mercy. have mercy. Oh
Especially
my
when we
gosh.
lose to
Lord have
the
mercy.
Raiders.
Lord have mercy.
It's just so like it just puts that extra like puncture in your heart when you lose to the Raiders. Like,
Hey,
man,
so Peachy, we can't lose to the Raiders, the Seahawks, and the freaking Cowboys.
right?
And the other teams up for grabs. Them are the three teams we can't lose to. This is a preseason game, and we are at each other's throats. Trey Lance has to go. He is trash. He has to be. He can't play. I don't have the timing of the fourth sack, so we're gonna have to get ourselves there. Okay. So obviously we done changed up some things in that second quarter. TDP now becomes the back, and so I don't know if you have that timing stamp, Mose.
I don't think I have the timestamp.
All right, so let's see on this next. We'll just spend a little time and we'll see what happens on the next.
Let me see if I can get back to some semblance of it.
All right, so did it happen? Where was I at?
Hold on.
No, it didn't happen yet, so it's a little further up. Cause I had to cook. Now Trey Lance has some missed throws in this game. I don't really want to focus on that, but he has some nice completions too. Here's what. Okay, can we watch this play real quick? I know this is not on. We weren't supposed to do that. I know that. But I want y'all to tell me that Trey Lance don't get the ball out of his hand quick. Panama Queen, Breezy and Mose and Peachy, love you. Reddick's from her hometown. That's what's up. Get him on the show so we could talk trash. All right. All right. So again, guys, look, I see two wideouts here. All right. So that means there's two tight end set, if I'm not mistaken. And they're both on the lines, right? So we're in 12 personnel. TDP is the single back. That's him right there. All right. Now watch this. Now, so you tell me, this is when Kyle started saying, I got to change some things up. Pressure is in his face. Hey, when it's a naked bootleg, the percentage of the completion, the pass goes up. I wonder why. This guy run right with him. Trey, if you can't hit that throw, you got to sit your ass down, man.
Right.
But so you mean to tell me that you can't call up stuff like that? Ain't that getting the ball out the hand quick? We're so inconsistent.
Yes.
Because when you see it, we don't even acknowledge it. And there's an it right there. Look, here we go. There it is. Perfect. Hey, Bishop, you do know the coach dialed up this play too, right? Another design. Hey, you know what, Trey? You getting fucked up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and let you get this ball out your hand a little bit quicker.
Right.
Slide some protections, and so that way you can roll out. You got an open man. Just give me 2 or 3, 4 yards. That's all we doing, man. That's it. Like just be consistent. If you're gonna bash the kid, then give him his props when he does do something right in your eyes. I think that's where I'm going with this. Like, it's okay to constructively criticize a player, but you gotta give him some good reinforcement too. I mean, unless it's all bad. If it's all bad, cool. What?
Nothing.
I just want to get to that sack, man. I'm trying to get to it. I feel like they about to score here, so that the sack ain't nowhere near about to happen. Here we go. I think we get into the sack. Because it was on the 5th. Look at. Nope, he gets out. Look, that should have been a sack, right?
Should have been. That's the one where the
and he gets the completion.
The safety came in, hit his arm with the ball, but Trey tucked it and protected it. But watch it from the other angle.
We're going to do it. We're going to watch it for all 3 angles. How about that?
Look at how Zakel just gets, but like Trey has to jump over bodies on the ground. What quarterback do you know is going to be successful like this? Look.
I've stopped it so they could see it.
He gets jackknifed with one hand, and he's on his back.
Papa Phil. We got to change the name to Papa Pill. It's just so much cooler. But Papa Phil, tell me how the O-line isn't trash.
So he sees this happen. He tries to step up here, but 56 has a clean shot at him.
Yeah, I mean,
what is he supposed? What is he? Please tell me, all of y'all in that are in the chat that are experts. What is Trey Lance supposed to do right now?
Absolutely. Permaculture now, I hope you know that it's all love from everybody on
It
this
is.
panel. We
Absolutely.
we are all here to analyze, and we're all here to just be better, right? I think that's the end of the day. We want our team to win. I think
And we're
that's
also very passionate about our team, which is why a lot of blood, sweat, and tears go into
sure.
what we do. So
for sure. So Gucci Man says that Trey should have threw this away.
Okay, he would have threw it away.
Grounding?
And
Where's he throwing it to?
He can't throw it because he's in between the tackle box, so he can't throw it away.
Grounding?
That's intentional grounding, and then we're talking about he doesn't make good decisions because he should have known that he can't throw it away. But okay,
Was that a face mask?
It was close enough, but they didn't call it.
Sorry, I had to go all the way back. My bad. I suck.
I don't know. They only called about 2 penalties on the Raiders like all night.
Symmetry said he should have teleported to the end zone.
You're right. You're right, dog. You right, my brother. You right.
That's a face mask.
No, he didn't. He got.
He grabbed the shoulder. He got the chest plate.
Look, he's still on the ground.
He still made the pass. He still completed the pass.
I love that one right
So
there.
he was able to get out, complete the pass for a yard, instead of throw the ball away and get no yards, or throw the ball away in between the tackle box and get an intentional grounding. Okay, I'll take, like Bishop said, you don't go broke taking a profit. I'll take the 1 yard.
Was the sack on a third down? I feel like it was. Most of them were. Well, shotgun. Nope, that's a good run. It's a good fake. The sack had to come before the half, right? I don't remember where that 4th sack happened, yo. I think to me the 4th sack might have been the only one that was on Trey Lance. Damn it, I didn't get a chance to find it, but you guys get the drift, yo. Like it's
in the video from Steph's video, it doesn't give the time markers. She clipped all Trey.
Oh, you know
stuff.
what? I know how to find it.
Just tell me in the
quick.
never mind. I was gonna say tell me in the real game footage, and then I can match it up to the thing. Just go to the you don't gotta go to the video, but if you go to the play-by-play, tell me that time.
Hold on.
And we'll get that up. But guys, the whole purpose of doing this was the simple fact that we wanted you guys to see it from the perspective that we see it when we watch the All 22. And you're going to get different interpretations from all the different content creators. And this is not us pushing our bias toward a Trey Lance. We're just looking at the offensive line. And to me, that's the biggest question mark. Like that to me, like if any one of those guys, and Mo said this at the beginning of the show along with Peachy, if any one of those guys had to go in due to an injury, yeah, we're screwed. We're screwed. And so you guys got to remember Leroy Watson doesn't belong at right tackle, bro. He was a tight end and he's converted to tackle. It's a work in progress. Go ahead.
The 3rd sack was first quarter.
We got the 3rd one. I need the 4th
left.
one. Yeah, we did the 3rd one.
Did we do the 3rd one?
Yeah. I thought that one was on.
Wait, did you get the one with the one where Zakel was holding and they declined it?
That's the sack I'm looking for.
That one is first quarter, 1:35 left. 30.
Oh, no, we did all the sacks. Then, nah. Oh, so maybe I'm missing one.
We couldn't have.
Say that again. That was first quarter what?
It's showing on here first quarter.
Oh.
1:35 left, 3rd and 8. At the San Francisco 14.
So that I didn't get that one. So there was no sack later. That's why. So all the 4th sack was that last one that we showed in the second quarter, early in the second quarter. All right, so give me that.
You missed 2. You missed the one.
We did the first one
with the Zakel holding.
Yeah,
and then we missed the one where he got chased down from behind.
So he was.
I think we only covered 2 sacks.
Did we?
We covered the first punt to Conley.
He got sacked twice.
4 times.
Right. He got sacked twice on the first series.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm missing the next one. I showed one where he got sacked in the shotgun at the 7:48. That was on Zakel. We showed that one. He was supposed to go deep down the field to Conley. That was a sack. So what am I missing?
The one where he got chased down.
Right. That was the hold then.
Mm-mm.
So one of those had to have. Oh, you know what? I tell you right now, the one that was the hold was the one that we showed. We just showed. The last one we showed was the hold. I didn't say it was a penalty though. I got into my notes. On the third, it was a 3rd and 8. We were lined up in shotgun. We was in 11 personnel. There was a penalty on that play. Nick Zakelj got called for holding, but it was declined because Zakelj also gave up the sack along with Watson, and that was the sack to that deep play down the field to Conley when he pump faked to Ross Dwelly. We were so focused on the pump fake.
No. There was another one. The one that I'm talking about. This is the one where I showed you. I don't know if you could see it. This one, where I circled both of them, and we had somebody coming across the middle, but he didn't have the time to see it.
Well, I feel like I'm missing one. We showed 3 of them. I just didn't talk about a penalty. Is all I'm saying.
I don't think we showed 3. I thought we only showed 2.
Now the first one we showed at the very beginning. Then we showed that second one where Trey Lance did that pump fake.
Right. This one wasn't a pump fake.
All right, so let's go back through them then. So I'm gonna go back to the 2-minute mark because I could have swore we showed it. So 2-minute and 6-second mark. This is the second sack of the game, right here. All right.
The penalty on Zakelj is the second one, right?
I don't know. I might have wrote it down wrong, but we about to find out.
Which one is this one?
This is the second sack.
Yeah, so this is the one to Conley.
Okay.
That was the deep one that he threw up.
All right, and then here's the third one. This is the one with the penalty. Yeah. I just didn't talk about the penalty.
Yeah, we didn't. I don't think we diagnosed this one.
I thought we did.
No, we didn't show this one and diagnose it because there's somebody that was wide open. Again, run it back. This is another explosive play.
All right, so you got Bell going in motion.
Bell coming in motion.
Got 3 wide out, so it's trips right. Ooh. I'm going to stop it right here. So nobody's open yet.
Nope, because this is not where the play's supposed to go.
But I could tell you that Dwelly got his man beat.
This is a deep drop, and Matt Pryor gets beat by Jordan Willis.
There it is.
So immediately, Trey is sensing his pressure, and he has to step up. But he's stepping up in the pocket. That is also collapsed right here because look at where he's trying to go. A lot of these explosives are dialed up for Conley because if he's able to step up in the pocket,
you see Conley right here?
Covered.
I'm circling Conley. He's got the safety split, and ain't nobody gonna get there.
Nope, because this guy comes and takes Dwelly. This safety plays back. Now go forward a little bit. Look at all of that green grass he runs into.
And the green grass grows all around, and the green grass grows all around.
Now, again, if this is protected, that's a 30, 40-yard play.
Easily.
That Kyle dials up perfectly. But Trey senses the pressure. He tries to step up into the pocket. But as soon as he steps up into the pocket, he's got somebody else in his face. Matt Pryor gets beat. Nick Zakelj gets held. Who else got beat on this play? Poe got beat. Like, what do you expect him to do? The completion is there. Even if you say you want him to go underneath to Willie Snead at the 20-yard line, he can't get to him. Everybody else is covered.
I that's why when Kyle said 2's on him, 2's on the O-line, I don't know, Kyle. I need you to go back and watch that film. You could say that Trey held on to the ball,
definitely on the O-line. Yeah.
I don't know. I tell you what, I need that last one because I'm still missing one. So this is the third one.
And that one is the one he got chased down.
That's the one where he couldn't outrun the whatever. Right.
Yeah.
But again, he went untouched, just came through the line, and Trey was just trying to outrun him.
So that's second quarter, 6 minutes, 58 seconds.
All right, so let's get to a play where they're going to give me the time, and then we can take it from there. All right, so we got some time.
Yep.
And the green grass grows all around, all around. All right, let's see what this play is. 6 minutes. Nope, we still got time. Still got time.
Oh yeah. This is the one that ended on the 4th and 2 when Mason was trying to go up the middle instead of going like he just went straight up instead of bouncing out to the
Yep, it says the
inside.
turnover on downs.
Yes.
So this is it. Run
Look at
that back
God.
so we can see who was open.
Look at God, yo. I was like, God, get me to the play. It's like, all right, son, I got you. God dang it. Then he make me drop my pen. All right, I got to write this down. So let's get to that sack. Here it is.
All right, so
15
I want y'all to tell me who's open and where he held onto the ball too long.
All right,
Because
so
maybe this is one of the only ones.
Fumagali's in the in motion.
Yep.
There's
Play
the block.
action
There's the
there.
play action there. And Fumagali just
Okay, wait, go back and pause it because I just want them to see this too.
that the missed block.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I want you to see that, and this is what I put in the chat. I'll tell you when to pause it.
Pause. 2 tight ends on this one on Jordan Willis. That's what I got.
Stop it right here.
That's
Go a little
Fumagali, bro.
Go a little bit further. No, that's whoever is at tackle here. Both our tackles get beat immediately.
Right.
And go forward a little bit. Pause it. So that means both of our tackles, are out of the play. They get beat immediately. So that means Charlie Warner and Jordan Mason are responsible for picking up blocks on defensive ends. You never want that. Maybe on one side, but if both of your tackles get beat this bad, where your tight end and your running back have to pick up those blocks, and then this is what I also want to see. So it's a play action. Trey Lance is getting ready to get in his stance to deliver the ball. You got 2 guys here, a linebacker and a corner, that if they wanted to, this C is parted like it was for Moses. They got a beeline right to the quarterback. Now, if you play it, you'll see that after this block,
I'm trying to
Warner's
see
gonna
who was
release.
open because people keep saying this is where he was supposed to go with the ball. Show me where that guy is with that ball. Where's he?
Conley's in his route.
Yeah,
Bell is in his
and
route.
so is
Where's he
Bell.
supposed to go?
I don't know, but you got the single high safety sitting right there, so you're not gonna throw it in the middle of the field. He's got the time. I see Conley beating his guy, but is he? Trey could have threw the ball right there,
Yeah, but how?
but he's
can
got
he
the
go?
pressure
He's got-
right behind
He's got
him.
a guy right in front of, not even behind him and in front of his face.
Right,
The
like
guy
so.
who eventually made the sack is literally
The
2
one that
yards away
chased him
from
down. Yeah, like he should have. This could have been on Trey. This is who he's got to hit. He's got to throw this ball. He's got to throw this ball because even with the pressure in his face, Mose, he's got to get the ball out of his hand, even if it's an incomplete pass.
I'll agree with it. This is what I say. It because he has the boundary as his help.
Right.
You throw it to a spot where only Chris Conley can get it.
Exactly.
And maybe this is part of the maturation. Like,
Guys, we
I'll-
finally
I'll-
agree. Yes.
I'll give it to you. This is one that he has to throw. And even if he doesn't throw it to Conley, I feel like Bell is open too. So you have 2 options here, right? You got to throw it to one of them. And eventually you have to be a quarterback that does stand in there and deliver the ball knowing you're going to get hit.
Get hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I will say of the 4,
That's why I said there
I'll
was
say
only
this
one.
I'll say this one is on Trey.
That's why I said there was only one. There was only one, bro. Like literally that is his fault. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you're looking at this, man. This sack was on him. This is the
Stand
only
there,
time.
deliver that ball right now.
And take the hit.
Take
Brace
that hit.
yourself. Brace yourself. But get your ass back up when the pass is completed.
Bingo.
And be like, whatever you got to do.
Absolutely.
But you know why? This is not an excuse. But these are the reps that this young man needs, my guy. PG. These are the reps that Trey Lance needs. He needs to be able to do this. He needs to be able to see this more. And hopefully the preseason he gets some good reps at this in particular. Because I don't even think the defense plays this tough. Like they're not gonna play him like this and you know what I'm saying in practice. But they need to make sure that Trey Lance is seeing this, and this is what he didn't see. So if you're gonna say he didn't see, and I'll take that back. I'm gonna go on a limb and say that I don't think it's that he didn't see it. I just don't think he felt confident in making the throw.
Yeah,
And
I don't think he trusted it.
Yeah.
because he's been hit 3 other times.
And I think maybe because of everything that's going on, maybe he's putting a little bit too much emphasis, and I hate to say that.
He's
Because
overcompensating.
I don't think you can ever put too much emphasis on ball security. But I think maybe he's putting too much emphasis on ball security, and I don't even know how fast he could have been processing that. But if he's saying, "Listen, if I don't get this ball out fast enough and he hits my arm, it could be a fumble and a turnover." So I'd rather try to scramble, see if I can get away from him, and just get tackled.
At the end of the
rather
day, he
than-
tried to make a play, Mose.
He did try to make a play, but I would say in this instance, it was the wrong decision. I think you pick a target, whether it's Conley, whether it's Bell, you pick a target, you lock in, you fire that ball in there, you take a hit, and that's also too part of how you ingratiate yourself with your teammates. That's how you build that confidence and that trust for you to stand in there, complete that pass, take the hit, like you said, pop right back up, get right back into the huddle, call the next play, and keep going down the field. So, I think he could have, made a different decision on that play.
So my man Sean 9519er says, Breezy, is Lance your QB1? You choose Lance over Purdy. Please let me know so I know where you at. So, is Lance my QB1? I thought he was QB1. He was my QB1 over Brock Purdy. He just was. He was drafted to be QB1. Brock Purdy came in and did the damn thing, and I thought Lance was going to have to come out here and compete to get QB1. I think Brock Purdy did what he needed to do to earn it, and I thought Lance was going to get an opportunity to earn it back, but that's not how it's set up for him. And then I had to think about how Kyle Shanahan does his QB1s. Like, if you're QB1, that's it. End of discussion. Just be ready when your number is called if something happens to QB1.
Right.
Yep.
That's what it is. So, Sean, yes, Lance was my QB1. This has nothing to do with me. I'm not advocating for him, but I'm breaking down Lance because he played. And so, everybody's talking about his bad play, and I wanted to focus on what he did wrong with taking these sacks. I think that's where I was stuck. You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted to know, where's the hesitation? Here I saw it. The pressure's not there to where he couldn't make this throw. Here he was wrong. You got me? Trey Lance should have made this throw. I don't think he should have threw it to Ronnie Bell, but Ronnie Bell was wide open too. You got to make that throw. He had 2 options to make the throw. I would have went with the safer throw, Mose, and used the out of bounds as another.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because as you saw later, Ronnie Bell gets an option over the middle, butterfingers it turns into an interception.
Which ended up happening later.
and that's what makes it worse for Trey, because you did have 2 options. But if you already built some type of rapport with Chris Conley, you see that he's there, you have the boundary, so you know that you put it in a spot where if Conley can't get it, then nobody's going to get it. It's going to sail out of bounds. You get another player. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I definitely think he should have took that one. And that is where, we saw the hesitation from him. I think he was trying to make a play. He knew that his time was coming up short. He wanted to, continue to put positive plays on film, and didn't want to end with a catastrophic, turnover, already being down and not having momentum. I think in that situation, my son's coach tell him, as long as you do everything right, do what you're supposed to do and live with the result. He did everything right. He kind of, moved up in the pocket, got himself open, throw that to the sideline, only where Conley can get it. If he gets it, it's a great catch, toe tap, we got a first down. If he doesn't get it, it sails out of bounds. You live to fight another down without losing any yards. So,
that's right.
As long as you're doing everything right and by the book and what you're supposed to do, you live with the result. And I think you can't be timid and hesitate and not pull the trigger, because that's only going to get you sacked like it did on this play.
Bingo. Guys, we got a few minutes left in today's show. Here's some quick tips on how PFF graded the best players for the offense. Here's the top 5. As you can see, Troy Fumagalli finished number 1 with that. I thought he had 1 missed block. We didn't cover it, but it was on the 4th and 2 that Peachy mentioned a little bit earlier. Jordan Mason was trying to get up the middle, and Troy Fumagalli was the guy that went in motion, and he just went straight to the linebacker, didn't block the end, and then it resulted with the tackle for a loss on the 4th and 2. Isaiah Winstead made this list. You got 2 tight ends Brandon Allen didn't play a lot of snaps, but he did finish 5 for 8. So he graded pretty high. Isaiah Winstead, though, that's he's up on this list. And Sam Darnold. So the 49ers had 2 quarterbacks not named Trey Lance that actually made this list. Darnold and Brandon Allen, all right? And then you got a wide receiver that, stood out in this game. Isaiah Winstead played pretty damn well. So undrafted kid, all right? Defensively, Kerry Hyder Jr., 81.7. Quantrez Knight, 76.2. Play safety. Cleveland Farrell, he had the only sack in this game. A.J. Parker. People are sleeping on A.J. Parker, bro. And he's been pretty much he had a great camp. All right. And so you can see he played pretty darn well. And then there's the undrafted guy, the fan favorite, Deshaun Jameson out of Texas, baby. You know what I'm saying? Finished with a 70.1. Was pretty damn electrifying on special teams. He has the speed to take it to the house. He has the moves and things and whatnot. But listen, man, those are your PFF grades. Before we get up out of here, we're going to do super chat contributions. But before we do, we got to talk about which players you got on the bubble. Everybody's going to pick a player, and you're going to talk about why. Those out in the chat, don't forget, I hope you voted in the poll question. And if you want to put inside the chat who you feel may be on the bubble, please do so. But let's start with Mose. Let's go with Peachy. I'll give you my player after what we saw from training camp and the first preseason game. Who you got on the bubble?
I don't know what y'all was talking about earlier about rookies can't be on the bubble, but I got Cam Latu on the bubble. I'm sorry. I see Sean. Finally, me and Sean agree on something tonight.
Yes.
Rome the upsetter.
A lot of people.
We agree on something tonight. Latu, he has not been playing well in camp. He gets one opportunity in the game, and he doesn't protect the ball. I mean, one positive thing that we could say about Trey Lance is that he protected the football. Cameron Latu did not do that.
Jesus.
So he's struggling in all areas of the game. I don't know if it's a mental hurdle being in the NFL, playing against, top competition. You would think that wouldn't be an issue, him coming from Alabama in the SEC, but he just kind of hasn't found his footing yet. Breezy mentioned it with the way Fumagalli played. Ross Dwelly, as much as we try to say, we're getting rid of him, he's not a good run blocker. Ross Dwelly finds a way to make this football team every single year. And because we haven't seen the spark from Latu and Braden Willis that we thought we would see from these rookies coming in, I got Latu on the bubble.
Yo. It's somebody said Nick Zakel out there. Nick Zakel had the highest run blocking grade in this game.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna pull up his pass blocking grade. I'm just not gonna do it. I'm not.
And this is why I take PFF grades with a grain of salt. Because I don't know what metrics.
Run blocking though, they give a point for every snap. It's not a metric. It's just cool to see a freaking grade. I'll leave it at that. But check this out. Let's go with his pass blocking grade. You want to know what it was?
A 6.
It was a 31.7. Il Manning had the highest pass blocking grade. Joey Fisher. The top 3 pass blocking grades was Il Manning with an 85.3, Joey Fisher with an 80.3, and believe it or not, John Feliciano with a 79.2. Those are your top 3 pass blocking grades. Mm-hmm. Run blocking, Nick Zakel, Charlie Warner, and Matt Pryor. And
you remember the Little Rascals movie?
I freaking do.
When they went in there to the bank to try to get a loan to rebuild the clubhouse. And he said, "What is your account number?" 7. 7? Your account number is 7. 8? That's Nick Zakel's pass blocking grade. 7. In the words of Spanky McFarland, 7.
Okay. Look.
Oh goodness.
This is funny, man. And listen, it is what it is, man. Look, you could take these grades with a grain of salt. Here's what I don't like. People don't like talking about PFF grading system, but when they put out that the 49ers are at the top of some shit, they will repost that junk. They will be like, yo, we got the top. Well, it's based off their grades. So we got to find a way to be consistent with it.
I'll take the good with the bad.
Gotta take the good with the bad, baby. That's just what it is. You went with Cam Lot too. Peachy, who's on your bubble? Curious to know.
You take the good, you take the bad.
You take the fun, you have. then you have the facts of life. Yeah, the facts
That was
of life.
my show.
That was my joint. Kim Fields, baby.
Okay, so I flipped the script a little bit on my bubble pick. I got Danny Gray.
What you talking about, Pillow? What you talking about, Peach? Really?
Danny Gray. Not because Danny Gray is not a good player, because I think he's fantastic. The reason why that I have him on the bubble is because I don't feel like that Danny Gray fits the type of offense that Kyle Shanahan wants to run with quarterback Brock Purdy.
If Danny Gray is cut, Peachy, does he make this practice squad?
I doubt.
Moses saying no.
If he doesn't fit the plan for the offense, why would you waste a roster spot?
Because he can still be utilized as a weapon. And the question is, if he's not available, if Danny Gray is struggling with running routes and getting open, I think that's what it comes down to for him. Because we talk about, our quarterback and Trey Lance and how he's not comfortable at hitting these quick throws and things like that. But we've seen him throw a touchdown in preseason to Danny Gray, but we forgot about that. But at the end of the day, my point is you still can utilize him as a weapon.
That's when he had protection and was able to hit one of those explosive plays that Kyle Shanahan dialed up purposely.
We could just talk loud.
Right, exactly. This right here, Freaky. And I love your Homer Simpson thing. It's awesome.
No.
If Trey is unavailable, then I guess Danny Gray is out. That's true, because the reason why that we have Danny Gray is because of that type of offense is supposed to be ran with Trey Lance. And Danny Gray's fit, it's not there. Like it's I don't believe that it's there with the type of offense that Kyle wants to run with Brock Purdy. Like, I just do not think that Danny Gray fits this offense. And this is all about, now that you have your QB1 set and you know for a fact that that's who you're rolling with, then you have to make sure that you have all of the weapons around him that fit what he does and what Kyle wants to do with this offense. And I just really do not believe that Danny Gray fits into that.
That's
really
a dope-ass synopsis. That sucks for Danny Gray, though.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That has to suck for Danny Gray.
And because not only does he not fit, Ronnie Bell played well.
Yes.
Chris Conley could be a veteran practice squad guy.
Yep.
And I really like what we saw from Isaiah Winstead and Tate Martin.
Tate Martin. Okay, I didn't know you was gonna put the "and" in there. I was gonna complete your sentence for you because that's what we do. Yeah. Hey, is Gray spelled Gray or EY? I always thought it was AY.
I think it is.
I think it's AY.
Does it matter?
Yeah, it's his name.
Yeah, but is one just like the English spelling, and one the American English spelling? Is that what that is? I never understood why we spell Gray two ways.
Right.
That's why
Remember
it's Gray.
Okay.
Remember the Crayola crowns? And
yes, of course. What kind of question is that?
Gray, and then you have Gray.
I'm just trying to figure out how to spell.
That's a good point.
But listen, I will. I think Danny Gray is progressing. He was bad.
You are a genius.
Am I?
Gray and Grey are both common spellings for the color between black and white. Gray is more frequent in American English, whereas Grey is more common in British English.
Oh, okay.
I didn't teach for nothing. I wasn't a dumb teacher. I was slow, but I definitely wasn't dumb. I took my time with everything. But no, seriously. Symmetry says gray is the color. Gray. Grey is the color. Gray is the name. I don't know. Anyway, I will say this. I do like that you put him on the bubble. I just feel like he's showed signs of progression, but the question is, can he do it? He was so limited last year, right? Like when they finally started putting him in, he just looked lost.
Right.
If it wasn't the 9 route, he was lost.
Yeah.
But he did start making a stride on special teams. He started becoming like a gunner. And so I don't know if he's gonna get cut, but you guys are telling me like there's people trending upward. So he's coming back off of injury. Danny Gray will be back this week. I do expect him to play against Denver. So that should be interesting to watch. Keep your eyes on Danny Gray. If I gotta go with a player, I'd go with DFF, man. It's weird that Oren Burks is dealing with a PCL injury. Miss Debbie asked a question. She wanted to know, and I got to highlight, did we come away with this game clean? No major injuries. The only no injuries, Miss Debbie, from this game. The only injury that we did suffer in the joint practices was the PCL injury to Oren Burks, who's going to be out probably up until week 1. And then you have the adductor strain, which didn't even happen at the joint practices. That happened before the joint practices. To George Kittle. There's 6 players that are returning, Miss Debbie, for the 49ers. Dre Greenlaw, Elijah Mitchell, those boys will be back. So that's good. So, yes, we actually absolutely came out of this game clean. But I'm going with DFF, man. I just feel like he just doesn't play well in games for me. I don't see the production. I don't see the level of it, and I wouldn't be surprised if Jalen Graham wins the spot. I don't even know if D. Winters wins the spot, but I wouldn't be surprised if the 7th round draft. This might be the year of 7th round draft picks. I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
Just gonna leave it at that. This might be the year of 7th.
I said it earlier. I think after the draft, I think Graham and Winters make this team.
And it's possible. I don't think Winters. I think Jalen Graham
because Winters has been balling out in training camp, and Kyle said he takes more stock out of the joint practices and what's going on in training camp than he does the preseason game.
Interesting. So, look, those are just some quick early observations that we saw from this past week leading up to the game. Guess what? It's a new week. Tomorrow officially starts the Broncos week. So we'll start promoting Broncos stuff out there. I ain't going to promote last year's game, bro, because
we don't need to talk about that.
What was that, Amos? It was a safety pick 6.
We don't need to talk about that. We don't need to talk about that.
Okay, we'll save it.
Because that person not even on this team, we don't need to talk about it. Let them talk about it because now he's in that division and got to see them twice.
Oh yeah, Sean Payton Broncos too.
Let them talk about that. We don't need to talk about that. I've been mad enough for one show. I don't need to get mad again.
Right.
You do know that's the last time we heard from Darren Orlovsky too, right? We ain't heard from him since that because he. Never mind. Let's get to the super chat.
Because Swagoo said, "How in the world could you talk about that man? Did you forget that this was you?" And he tried to say, "I was running away from Jared Allen." Oh, so you bitched up. Oh, okay. All right, Danny boy.
I love you guys 100%. Let's get to these super chats. We got a lot of them. People want to be heard. Let's go ahead and get to them, Peachy. You got this. You are the best reader on this show. I can't read English. I can't.
Breezy said, "I'm better at reading music."
That's it. Put them in notes.
All right. First of all, we got Miss Jax Knox. Let me clear this up. 17-0. I was drunk last night. I'm sober now.
The team that drove Jax to drink.
Yo, her comment last night was woo,
yes, that was
17-0.
She was pissed last night. She said, "Ain't no way after that."
Jack drunk off that beet juice.
That beet juice, no. Ooh. It was fermented beet juice. That's what it was.
Right. That's what it was because she already said that she don't drink liquor, so it had to be the fermented beet juice instead.
Fermented beet juice. I love it.
Sean, thank you. Breezy is like, I'm kicking my
all day, every day, man. All day, every day. Symmetry, don't start, Sim. Save it for the Discord, Sim. That just save it for the
Oh,
Discord,
Lord. Yeah.
not the community chat.
And
The
then we got
Discord.
another contribution from Jax, Mose, and Breezy Talk It. That's when you guys were going over that game film that everybody appreciated so much.
Oh man, that is funny.
We
Thank
did
you,
that.
Jax.
Then another one from Jax. Unfortunately,
Hey Jax, why don't you just give it all at the same time? You just might as well just put
because the way that Jack's mind works is like it just comes in spurts. So then she just has like an idea. So
Hey, I respect it.
So
You know,
she pops
listen,
like,
you do. You know what, Jax?
Right.
You do it however you want.
right. Unfortunately, this Brock's world, we just living in it. And the next one,
This is a man.
Long as we living with some W's.
Listen,
amen.
let me keep it a buck because I don't
Hallelujah.
think so. People that are new, you have no idea how I've been advocating Brock Purdy. So like I don't think people realize that all I want us to do is win a championship. So I don't care who the quarterback is. Yeah,
Some
like
fella
it's,
high water. That's all we got to do.
that's it. So
That's it.
Brock is fully cleared to fully practice now, which means he's no limitations. I expect him to go out there and do some things. Will he be rusty? I don't know. That's y'all narrative. His ass better go out there and complete passes. That's all I'm saying.
We can't afford to start slow, by the way,
No.
because our schedule
do every
is
year, though.
daunting.
Every season we do it.
Sean, I get it. You're saying it's all Trey's fault. Agreed.
Sean, what? All
He's
right,
being
Sean.
sarcastic.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
There he is. Daryl, thanks for the super chat. I truly believe that the penalties kill us in the game. Wasn't as many when SD was playing. Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold got it.
I didn't think about
It's
that.
a little late. Sam Darnold.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
that was-
Daryl. It seemed like that's a dope tattoo, by the way. It
Yeah,
just
okay.
seemed like the offensive line had more continuity when Sam Darnold was out there. They made less mistakes. Is that Trey Lance's fault though? Is he holding on to the ball? That's the questions everybody was asking. Did he make the offensive line do some things that they typically wouldn't do?
No.
Uh-huh.
No, it's not Trey Lance's fault that Nick Zakel got one hand body slammed to the ground.
Bro,
So
to the
crazy.
ground, bro. By
Ain't no-
9-5.
Ain't no way you supposed to let another man put you on your back like that.
See, boss, you can't come in here and say what I was thinking, though. Listen, I love you, man. Shout out to all the content creators. Aaron, you my man, 50 grand, man. We're going to be doing the show this week. But listen, you can't say they had more continuity, but they didn't put up no points. That's a you know what? Hold on. I got to get the dropping bombs on them, Ocknell style.
Yeah, how can you say they have more continuity, but there was no fruit of that?
It just seemed like they blocked better. But we just didn't.
They
We just
blocked
didn't
better,
score.
but we couldn't execute and put up points.
Well. We got to factor in the fact that your boy Camelot too dropped. It was a fumble. We were driving. Turnovers are the worst. So who was it that said penalties? I forgot. My thing is turnovers.
Penalties.
Yeah, like turnovers is what kills us more than penalties. I feel like we could overcome penalties. It's the turnovers because those turnovers were at the worst crucial time, and then the return on the turnovers. They got the ball at the damn 1 yard, 2-3 yard line, man. Like I would have scored. Like, come on. So I think it was more the turnovers. Peachy, you got it. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's fine. And Sean, Cameron not too good at catching. Cameron Latu. I agree
Sean is
about
creative.
Trey now. I know. I was hot yesterday, but I hope he does it. F the traitors. There's a reason he has two swords in his head. Glad we booted that stank from the debate.
Sean been a fan since 1949, yo. Like, I ain't mad at you, Sean. No, that's how we feel about the
Right.
Raiders.
And we appreciate that. And then we have these right here. Bare Truth. Let's see. Did we do this one? No, we actually
Oh,
did
no, yeah,
this
we talked
one.
about it earlier, yeah.
Hold on. We had a really good comment in here that I want to get to. That
I should have
was saved.
started that one. That's my fault.
Oh, no. That's fine. It's no problem. Sure.
Let's get to his last one. This one.
Yeah.
Bear Truth says, great show. First time I sat and really watched. I really enjoyed. Love the football talk. Well, we love you. I'm a little
Appreciate
disappointed
you, man.
Yes.
that
Absolutely.
you've been on this thing for about 3 years. The second channel. It's the first time you sat and watched. I'm just curious to know. I'm a petty, I'm lovable huggable type of guy, but I'm petty. So what was you doing? I just want to know what you saw the show and you just was like, nah, just curious. Well, welcome. You are more than welcome.
And then Sean 951 Niners says, at Wayne Breezy, I appreciate your show. No BS, just your opinion, and you allow ours into yours as well. Great job.
First of all, we appreciate
Thank
you, Sean.
Absolutely.
And thank you for keep just posting. I was gonna get something at some point.
Gotcha. Yep.
But we appreciate that, and thank you for tuning in. And if you're new, please subscribe.
Yes.
Please subscribe.
Please subscribe. We appreciate it. Sean Breezy, I appreciate the show. Good combo. We differ on a lot with Trey, but we all love the Niners. Get number 6, period.
That's it.
Quarterback
Period.
health is number 1. Get to
Period.
week 1 and ball.
At the end of the
Facts.
day, y'all, this is the take.
That's it.
Yep.
This is the take. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the take.
Yep.
Okay?
That's it.
This is my guy. I need y'all to do me a favor. It's my boy Aaron. We got something that we working up in the works, all right? We're going to be, what do you call it? Not simulcasting, but we're going to go back and forth on each other's channels weekly.
Cross-streaming.
Yeah, cross-streaming. That's the word. Shout out to Aaron. Thank you for the contribution, too. Aaron is a dope-ass 49ers content creator, and he's a great-ass man. So
Yes.
do me a favor. That's his channel. Go subscribe to it. 49ers First Takes. Yo, he literally gives you first takes like that. I'm like, damn, why didn't I think of that, man? It's so much more genius. You know? You don't got to sit in front of the camera for 55 hours. But Aaron, you doing your thing, man. Thank you for the contribution, man. Thanks for showing some love. And it is only the preseason. We got 2 more games to get through. And then all I care about is beating the shit out of Pittsburgh. At the end of the day, I just want to beat Pittsburgh. That's it.
Right.
Take it one game at a time.
Got you. Then we got Super Chat. Sean, be so sick of my negativity about Trey. He is like, that's not what we were saying.
Y'all have no idea about the text messages that I get. They be 17 pages long. I didn't even know they had pages and text messages. And he's just telling me about Trey. And I'm like, yeah, but did you ever consider this? Ever consider that? He's like, yeah, but Sean, just let's pray. Let's pray.
Right.
It's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. Guys, if you love Trey Lance, that's cool. If you love Brock Purdy, that's cool. More importantly, you should be loving that red and gold.
That's right.
It's just too late to do the show. It's late. It's just late because now the freaks come out at night. Freaks come out at night. Guys,
Freaks come out.
great show, everybody. Great freaking show. What did he say? Oh, what if this is my man Bosch. Also subscribe to his channel too. 49 reminder. Listen, Breezy, did you catch Damon Bruce ranting about content creators? No.
I did.
So Peachy keeps me away from the negativity on Twitter. And she feels like there's something that I need to know. She'll let me know that I need to know. Other than that, I'm never on it. So if it was on Twitter, I missed it. If it was a link, I missed it. But you guys feel free to send me a message or something. Was it bad? I don't know.
Is he that old guy?
Yeah,
Oh,
he was bashing all the content creators.
Why?
basically.
Because we're doing a better job than him? Stop hating. Here's the thing, yo. If we stop hating on one another and do what Aaron just did and congratulate and big up,
it was.
your days will be so much longer in this world.
Nope, not that one. Hold on, where'd it go? Here it go. Jesse actually did a video response
Lord
to what
have
he
mercy.
said to defend all the content creators. Because
Jesse, you are the man.
Yeah. Yep.
And thank you for even entertaining it. See, you see this gray hair?
Where did he post his response? On his YouTube or on
On X. Yeah.
Okay.
You see this gray hair, guys? This gray hair came because I was giving the world too much of my time and it was taking too much of my energy. And so I had to take a break because I was empty, literally, just from the negativity. And y'all have no idea what goes on behind the scenes, nothing between us, just the stuff that we talk about, to where how many times I tried to walk away, they wouldn't let me. These two people right here wouldn't let me. Miss Debbie is another one, Sean's another one, and Mike Andrews is the other one.
Yep.
They just would not let me. I didn't want to do it anymore because I was losing sleep. I was worried. I was just so much. But I appreciate you guys and I love y'all straight up, 100%. So we gotta figure out a way to come together and just push each other and build each other up. I think that's what it comes down to, man. Like, if we're content creators, then we should have a guild and we should make sure that no one messes with us. Period.
Right. And tomorrow night at 8:00 is the debut.
We're doing a fantasy football show.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to sit back and let Peachy run that joint and just tell her that she's wrong every single time. No, I'm just playing. But no, if you guys are into fantasy football, please tune in tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have something in the works. We're going to be giving you stuff to look at. We're going to go over the different types of drafts. If you guys are new to fantasy football drafting, there's different types of leagues and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
We'll break it down, and we'll do a live mock draft right here on the air. Mose, you're welcome to join if you're available. This is going to be so much fun. I'm excited. As a matter of fact, we'll try to get 10. How about we do this, Peachy? Let's get 10. Well, let's get... There's 2 of us. If Mose joins, let's get a total of 10 content creators to do the live fantasy football draft tomorrow.
Okay,
if
cool.
you're a content creator, you want to be on this damn show and draft with Peachy, I, and Mose. I'm hoping he'll be here. Let's have some fun.
Let's do it. What's your fantasy coming at you at 8 p.m.?
All right, final thoughts. Let's get up out of here.
Mose?
Great dialogue tonight. Everybody has their opinion. Like we said, everybody's opinion is welcome. What I love about not only just my crew, my family here, but you all, my family in the chat is we could have a difference of opinion. We could have healthy discourse, and no one got disrespectful. No one got out of hand. No one took it personal. Like we've all been saying, we are passionate about this team called the San Francisco 49ers. And we're just excited to see this team grow and develop. So I appreciate all of the healthy discourse. This is what's needed to get us through this time, these last, couple of weeks until we get to week 1, where we will be seeing some of y'all in Pittsburgh for that week 1 matchup. So love and appreciate y'all. Stay up, stay faithful as always. We'll see y'all soon.
Only thing that I have to say to add to what Mo said is from just earlier with the Wayne Breezy show, the interaction was just amazing today. I mean, killer. And
Bye,
we
Felicia. Bye,
appreciate
Felicia.
that. And it doesn't have to be.
I thought it was on the page of the claps. And then my dumbass hit it twice.
Right? Like you didn't hear it the first time. You got to hear it again.
So they have a so from the Wayne Breezy show to this show, the interaction, you guys are amazing. We're all faithful despite what quarterback you like, what receivers you like, what defensive players you like. When Nick Bosa's gonna sign, that'll be good if that happens this week. But you guys are amazing, and we couldn't do this without you. So the views have been awesome. Appreciate it. Just keep spreading the word. I know some reached out to me and said, just want you to know that I spreaded the word, out or whatever. Because I've seen some new people, and I love that. We love that. So continue to spread the word. Like Breezy says, tell a friend to tell a friend. And let's get this popping and get this moving up on YouTube status so that it's higher. So when people, search for 49ers, it pops up.
You can do that just by liking it, hitting the thumbs up. That right there helps. Hitting the thumbs up.
And if you're not subscribed yet or whatever, what are you waiting for? Just subscribe and then hit the notification twice so that you can get all, and you'll know when it comes on. We have people that are like, oh, I didn't even know your show was on. Well, you got to make sure that you hit the all button on the subscribe because YouTube went through some household changes. So you got to do that. But looking forward to the fantasy show tomorrow night. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a very laid back show. Just chilling and cooling and relaxing and talking about some fantasy football. This is going to be a huge year, guys. And we are trying to get that Lombardi so that we can rock downtown for the parade. So
That's the goal.
that's what we doing.
GoFundMe gonna be starting soon. Soon as we hit that 17-0, I'm shooting that GoFundMe account out there so we can get the Nitty Gritty crew out to the parade because we getting on the damn float. All right. So my final thoughts is you are great. You will always be great. And don't let anybody feel like you're never gonna be great. Don't let anybody tell you anything different. And I'm talking to everybody out there that's watching. And for my man Trey Lance, you just got to keep pushing, man. It's called adversity, man. And sometimes you get hit with it. I've gotten hit with it. I'm sure everybody in this chat has been hit with adversity. And it's about how you overcome the adversity. Stay strong. I feel like he has a great, strong mind and a great foundation. And for everybody that's a 49er fan, listen, we could be the foundation. If you feel like you need to come out here and vent, this is what this platform is all about.
That's
Trust
right.
me, this is more therapeutic than it is analytical. I can tell you that. We break down analytics, but we rather much take care of your mental
Yes.
than we care about some damn analytics, all right? So it's a great show, great stream. You guys are the best. Shout out to Fair in his absence. Shout out to Miss Debbie behind the scenes. And Miss Debbie, you look amazing. Oh my
Yes.
God. I got it. I
Sensational.
yeah. Woo! On the market? Just curious. I'm just curious because I gotta screen them up. Because if you on the market, that's why I want to know. Because you got me, Mose, and Fear.
Because can't nobody just be popping up.
I'm just saying.
I miss Debbie. Who you talking to, cuz?
Yo, straight up. I ain't getting in the gym getting swole for nothing. Yo,
Right?
I'm telling you, I'll be a bouncer. Add it to my description.
I'm actually the biggest bulldog, and you can ask Deb because she'll tell you. Whenever somebody comes at her on Twitter, I light their ass up. Like as soon as they even breathe something out to her.
You do your thing. Listen, to all the content creators out there, man, thank you for what you do. We appreciate it. And for those that just like to watch the stream, shout out to what was his name? Now I get it. I'm so stupid. Bear Truth 9. He's a Bears fan. It just dawned on me because he just said it. But I didn't think to put the connection. I was just thinking Bear the Truth or whatever. But that's dope. If you have a podcast, let me know. We'll subscribe to it. I'll subscribe to it.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, we don't play each other. But if we see you in the playoffs, that'll be a dope time. We can get together and do a cross-stream show, right? That doesn't sound right, does it? Sim?
Yeah, Sim said that didn't sound right.
All right, I can't say that anymore. Guys, we love y'all. Stay up, stay faithful, right? I hope we didn't miss. Oh, no, we got contributions. Peachy wants somebody out there to stop hating, please. Don't know who she's talking to. She might be talking to everybody. And permaculture now is Yai? E? It's too many I's, so it's got to be the E sound.
That's how they say it in Cal. Yee!
Yeah.
Yay! I'm learning. Did I do it right? Yay!
Yeah.
But it's not.
He said that this a little bit. He said, "Definitely a fan of this podcast now."
Nice.
Appreciate you,
Thank
man.
you.
Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you. Damn, Justin Fields, man, MVP candidate. That's what I heard earlier. That's what
You
I heard
literally
earlier.
got my quarterback. So
Most.
OH.
Sean wants you to know it ain't just us.
Nah, man, I get that all the time. I get that all the time.
Stay up, y'all. Go ahead, Mose.
The first time I went out to Cali in 2019, when I went to the team hotel, they almost mistaked me for DJ. Like I had to tell them that I wasn't him.
Oh, you just had to be honest.
I had to.
You didn't have to. You chose to. You made a choice. You know, I mean,
So many people in Philly seriously thought that most when we went to Philly, I swear to God, they thought that he was. So many people.
Mose kept so many people from getting their ass whipped when we went to
he
Philly
did.
too.
You sure did.
Because that I don't know if I want to go back to Philly, Mose. I think I need a mental break.
Bro, I live it. I gotta go to that place at least 3 times a week. I live it. So I know they're gonna be terrible. I already know they're gonna be terrible.
Stay up, stay faithful. Most important, guys, be 100% true to who you are, whatever that is. As long as you keep it respectful. We call it nitty gritty, y'all. Stay up, man. We'll see y'all next week.